Hello, everyone, and welcome to Run the Flood, our weekly Shadowrun 5e game here on Table of Horrors. I don't know why I stumbled on my words right there. I am your Cosmic GM, Softonomicon. With me tonight, I have my lovely players here. Mojave, played by Daybreakathon. Morningstar, played by the Orisa Rave. Cloudburst, played by Lord Rodon. T103, played by Slippery Nos. And Jason, played by Noskavian. When we last left off with our runners, they had just entered a abandoned Aztechnology facility at the request of a strange individual who did not give his name, inhabiting at least two separate robots, one of which he threw off a building. And he basically started to blackmail and then proceeded to also promise things with the intimidation of the party. All of you are, after walking through the front door and the hallway, you are now sat at the elevator and you are confronted with many choices. There are a total of 10 floors that are actually numbered and marked, and then there is just a large space that just says reactor. All of the floors, save for the first 5, are all red lights, with the first 5 being green. And there is a keypad and a card reader right next to the elevator buttons. You all do have a card that is for a junior research assistant, but that is it. What do y'all want to do?
If I remember from last time, I wanted to try to work my way to, was it engineering?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. On this map that you see, because there's actually a map on the side of the elevator, you see the top floor. Floors 1 through 5 are labeled as offices. 6 through 8 is research and development. Engineering is floor 9, right below that. Floor 10 is what's called janitorial. And then everything else below that is labeled reactor.
I'm guessing floor 9 is one of the red floors that I can go to directly.
Floor 6 through 10 are completely redded out. You cannot get to them.
Last we left off, there was blood on the wall that said, "Why do corpses lie?" Is that what it said?
Actually, it does say that, but it was not blood. You witnessed what appeared to be some form of spider drone that had stabbed into itself to pull out its own oil and had painted on the wall.
Yes, that's what it was. It's
a robo blood.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's sort of blood.
Right.
Cool. Is there a, because I know that this is like this little spider droid is basically non-functioning. However, I don't know how well this will work, but I want to see if I can sort of peer through it and I guess the intention is that I want to see like what was happening to its code like right before it stabbed itself. Like, was it influenced by the code I've already seen trying to like repair things in the facility, or something else, like a something like me influencing it to do that?
There's 2 ways I'll let you do this. You might, because it's such a similar style of drone, Midori can actually connect to it and try to get into its brain, basically. Or if you do not want to risk Midori, Jason
I do not.
can try to turn it back on. And once it's on, you can basically reach in and get into its motherboard.
Yeah, I would much rather not risk Midori. So yeah, I would say to Jay, Jay, I think you can help me with this droid here. I need to be back on. I need to take a look at this building.
No problem, Scales. I can probably get this thing back on, or maybe whip the drive out and put it into a chassis or something so we can get the data off.
Yes, I think that would be best to know what is influencing it.
Oh, like Cosmic GM, what do I roll?
This would be... Want to say something, Rodon?
So Claudia was gonna go ahead and look up, like, wait, are you wondering what caused that to do that?
Yes.
You mean the one that brought us here and says, why do corpses always lie, and why does it have that?
Well, that is the thing, as I don't know if it is him or it or a virus, or if it is the thing influencing the building itself now. Remember, I mentioned to you there are these sort of towers of code. Looks like DNA strands that are jutting out of the building. It is what is causing repairs to happen, though slow, to happen within the building. I want to know if it is affected by that, by this, person we've been sent on this mission for, or something else entirely.
You
That
know,
may have
about
affected
things
his
been
file.
poked. You just want to find out what poked it.
Exactly. Because these types of
Alright.
machines are the kinds that you set it a task as the code, and it does just that task. For it to divert and then stab itself and use oil to paint message, it's off pattern.
Jason, hardware would allow you to turn this back on. You're basically going to be using a rotodrone to jumpstart it. That is perfectly enough. You plug some wires in. Your rotodrone is basically just able to shock this thing's little brain back together, and though it starts to kind of twitch a little bit as it doesn't actually have any hydraulics to move its little legs, it is on, and you pop its port open, and Morningstar, you can easily get into that thing.
Wonderful.
All yours, Scales.
Yeah, she gets down, which is an interesting thing because she's so big. But she gets down pretty flat to the floor, and she is peering into its code to try to see what happened in those last moments to this little robot. Yeah. Do I have to roll anything, or?
This thing barely has a functional anything. It does not have its firewall anymore. You can get the last remnants of what it remembers. It is very corrupted. Whatever caused a lot of the corruption, you can tell definitely corrupted this thing as well. But the last commands you get from it seem to be from user entry. Like, not a hack. This is a registered user kind of entry. You can tell that this is someone who was already marked here. The name of this user is H.A. Empty Boy, with sort of like that little weird, flat mouth emoji face in the middle. And the codes it was given were 2. It was given a code, and the response was to get in the elevator and come up to the top. The second one was to... Basically, it was just told to write a message. Computer response was complete at all cost. And you will notice that both of these commands were given 2 weeks ago.
Okay. And you said H.A. Empty Boy?
Yeah, actually it's H at symbol, but yeah.
Got you.
And then Empty Boy, with multiple numbers in there and such. Yeah, proper weird internet names.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. I divulge that information to the group, a username included, and say these seem to have happened 2 weeks ago. So.
What did you talked to what's your face?
404?
404, right? What was
Nothing. She has no clue.
Didn't she name the kid though?
She said
She
they
just
never
proceeded to-
interacted with each other.
Yeah, when Morningstar described, it was just SOB. When Morningstar asked more, it was just, I don't know who he
Oh.
really is. So
Gotcha.
Seems
Okay.
there were no
Never mind.
names she could
Always
give him.
worked. Yes, always worked at a distance, and you know, anonymously, and so she does not know who they are.
Okay.
What was the name of the person's blood that we're here for?
It was,
I'm like blanking on.
you were given a Dr. Hammond. No first name, just a Dr. Hammond. And you were also given a code of what would be on the side of a vial that identifies it as the vial of blood you needed.
I wonder if
So that'd be
he is-
what, down in research? Probably?
Probably.
Is in a
Probably.
fridge, that's all I know.
It likely is. First, we should maybe go to the engineering bay. I know there are some things that Jay wants to do there.
Yeah, I think I can get this facility up and running.
But at least
Hey,
we
you-
have timeline, so
You wanted to make friends with it.
could be helpful, especially if there's still creepy crawlies running around here. Morningstar will get up, and I think that like knows enough about technology that they'd unplug the little spiderling again, just so that they're not sat in there awake but can't move because they don't have hydraulics. It seems cruel to leave them on, so we'll shut them down again.
It does the little
Before
window
going to
shutdown
the,
noise.
Before going to the elevator.
So, as before, elevator, the only floors you appear to be able to go to are floors 1 through 5, which are offices.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to
And
take
then-
the stairs.
Absolutely, but we can help ourselves a few floors at least. Plus, there might be something interesting to learn in those other offices.
See if we can't find any more access cards, or is that red saying like there's not enough power, or that we don't have the access for it?
If you were to press the button, the keypad flashes access not granted. And using the
Gotcha.
cards you have, access not granted.
This is junior
Alright.
research assistant. Not enough clearance. But
To
perhaps if
actually
I
get the
get there,
research, that's hilarious. All right.
As we're going into the elevator, it is possible I can, once we're there, I can hack to get further, but we will see.
I mean, all this is above my head one way or the other, so I'm just gonna follow you.
Alright.
Oh,
which
building's
way are we
breathing, and
going,
that's all
CJ?
I know.
It is absolutely breathing. That's not normal, so. What floor are we going to, Jay?
Well, I mean, I don't think we could go to the engineering because, like, engineering's what, like level 9 or something. So I guess we just have to go to the
So-
offices until we can find a key card to go further down.
Alright, well, let us go then. Let us go, what, level 5? That is still available to us. Perhaps there's key card there. Or set of stairs.
So,
In we go.
Yeah.
you all crowd yourselves into the elevator, and it is big enough to fit everybody. You notice that it's definitely big enough that large objects probably are meant to fit in here. It's got the build of like a freight elevator almost, with the doors at the front and back. You start your search at the most obvious, which is the first floor, seeing where you can go. You are quickly realizing that the first floor has collapsed completely into the second. You proceed through the elevator, the doors open, you are on the second floor. A lot of things here are crushed or crashed. There are bodies desiccated, much like the ones at the top, under rubble, some at their desks, almost like they've never moved, just slumped forward in their chairs. Only one side of the doors actually opens into anything that's there. The other side's just a wall. Across what appears
I have a
to be
question.
this... Yes.
So the bodies you said that we've obviously seen quite a few at this point. You said that they looked almost like mummified, sort of like past the point of decay in a way.
Yes.
Is this like an indication of like they've been dead a long time, or whatever happened here happened so fast that it almost like accelerated that process?
By any
Because I'm trying to figure
logic,
out a timeline
it
here.
should just be these have been here a very long time.
Mhm.
You are not... Morningstar would not be able to know of any kind of magic like that. Neither of the mages... There's only the smallest of possibilities to have some kind of magic that big. And for it not to have affected what seems like anything else other than the people.
Mm.
Because looking at the walls, it's like, yes, there are collapses, but nothing looks structurally collapsed. It's more like an explosion kind of collapse. Pieces are flung,
Mhm.
things are broken, but from actual damage.
Actually,
Right.
I have a question as well. As we are moving further into the building, the sensation of breathing that I got before, does it change at all the deeper we go?
It subtly gets bigger or louder.
Okay.
You're getting closer to whatever is breathing.
Yeah, that's what I expected, and that's not necessarily a good thing.
No,
You
it's
all
not.
look out across what is just sort of a field of mostly destroyed, some are still up, cubicles. All of you but Jason are tall enough to see over the majority of the cubicles. You see every so often, the closest being maybe about 6 or 7 cubicles away from you, over a little bit of debris. There are monitors that are lit up. They're on. Most computers are shattered, knocked off from whatever force did this, things like that. But there are some monitors that do
Wow.
still seem to turn on. And are sort of glowing a dim green in the smoky area.
Okay. I can't help myself. I think I want to go to one of these computers. I'm also probably looking around for, a key card that would give us access to go lower.
Yeah.
So
You're scanning people's, like, just looking at their bodies, like, all right, does this guy have a key card on him? Does this guy got a lanyard? You see a couple, obviously, all of them have some kind, but, junior researcher, HR, things like that. These are office workers, or they're some sort of junior whatever. Nothing different.
Yeah.
And you will notice that, much like the one you have, there is a star that seems to signify, because it's in a spot at the bottom where it's important, and you do find someone with two, with the 2-star moniker.
Okay, I will take
They
the
are
2-star.
they are called a research assistant instead of a junior research assistant. So they're one step above
okay.
your first boy. You eventually will get over the rubble and get to the ghost children. They haunt us. You get
100%
to
as we're kicking
Oh,
our
sorry.
way through this space, just over the rubble, looking at the bodies, looking for the key cards. I am looking just over the desks. Any trinkets, inane personal effects that have just been left behind are going into my bag. Plastic potted plant, like that kind of thing.
you find a very old bottle of lavender Febreze. It is in shockingly pristine condition.
It survived. It's
Couple of
special.
experimental nod satisfaction into the bag it goes.
It's rather strong.
Morningstar's like, that
lavender
smells
scent.
nice. Yeah, that smells nice. I like that one.
T, you are the tallest out of everybody. As you're all moving through, T, something knocks your head real quick, like something hits your head, like it's like you hit something hanging from the ceiling. You didn't see anything there, but as you quickly turn around, you see a little stone is gently floating, gently turning in the air, like kind of almost like it's in 0G, moving away as it's responded to that it struck you. And so now it's going off in a different direction. But just ever so slightly, it's just floating away slowly.
Am I able to grab it?
You can quickly grab it. It's moving very slowly. You grip onto it. The minute you touch it and are holding it, the only thing you notice is that it doesn't feel... It's like there's no weight there. It's solid, you can grab it, but there's no weight to it. Like it's empty.
And when I open my hand, is it still just kind of like a floating?
You open your hand, just ever so slightly move your hand downward, it's still floating. This object has no gravity.
I was gonna say, if I notice this, I hear the plink and turn around, just the widest eyes curiosity.
I'm gonna like gently push it towards Mojave because that is probably who's going to enjoy this the most.
I would like to catch this small rock.
You now have the 0G rock.
I found a toy for my most disappointing child.
Fascinated like a cat with a ball of yarn. And also just like, I spy with my magic eye. What are the vibes on this rock?
Astrally speaking, nothing.
Cool, it's just my magic rock now.
Is there something? Okay.
Passing from
you
hand
know
to
what?
hand, eyes wide.
I don't see any of that because I'm looking at a computer.
Yeah.
Cloud's
I'm
not
gonna
looking
be
for any documents they might be able to find. Just flipping things over.
All right.
Oh God.
Hey, look at this rock!
Hold on, Mojave. Give me one moment. I'm at the computer. I'm trying to assess what's going on here.
That is such a cool, awesome rock.
Just like opens hands, it floats, closes hands, open hands, it floats, closes hands.
What if
Alright,
my roto drones could float without, like, rotos?
There wouldn't be roto drones. They'd just be floato drones.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you are all talking, I have a series of rolls I would like everyone to make for me real quickly. Mojave
Okay.
and Cloudy both roll sensing right now.
Oh my
Morningstar,
God. Oh my God.
you may
It's
roll
happening.
hacking
Yes.
to hack into the terminal.
Oh, okay. Yes, okay. I'll do that.
Not it.
Okay.
And Cloudy, you may roll perception to search the area for some form of documents.
All right.
Yeah, I'd love to help you with that, but I can't read.
You are very much focused on other things. I got you.
That's enough.
4 and 4.
Perfect. So, we will start with Cloudy, as what you get a hold of is the easiest to look at. You are able to find some documents. They appear to be a mixture of financial reports and progress reports. Nothing too detailed, mostly like your stuff yet is okay to be up at a non-restricted level. If there is any important information, it's redacted, but you do get some names. You have names of, I guess, departments. So you have like department whatever, and then the department head. The departments are the CEGS, and the other department is the FEARD. There is no actual description of what that acronym means, but those are acronyms. The department heads of the CEGS is a Dr. Chitol, and the did I say CEO? The department head of the FEARD is a Dr. V. Hammond.
Those. Go ahead and repeat those names one more time.
Well, the doctors or the acronyms? I assume both.
What was it? CGS and Feared. But yes.
Yes. So CEGS's head is Dr. Chitol, Chitol. And the FEARD, or Feared, is headed by Dr. V. Hammond. And his first name is actually clicked like that, so it's just V.
Huh. Okay. Gotcha.
Then we're going to go to Morningstar.
Gotcha.
Morningstar, you are able to hack into the computer easily. It is very weak. There is an odd interference once you're in. You're not sure what. It could be a simple corruption. Looking on the Matrix, there's a lot of corruption in the area. It's kind of close to where this thing is, so you kind of feel like maybe you got a little limited time to search through, so you're speed searching through everything. You're like, all right, I'm downloading shit, trying to get the most important stuff you can find before this corruption starts to creep, because this terminal is now active and it can start corrupting more and more. You are eventually able to get very similar information to what Cloudy did, but you were able to get an entire list of every doctor in the building.
Okay.
So you see a Dr. Chitol and a Dr. Zocho. The most important thing about both of them is it says their species. They're both Naga.
Okay.
There is a Dr.
Okay.
S. Richter. Sandra Richter. Bloody Mary. She did in fact work here. And you can quickly see that she is under a project called Yggdrasil. And then see Dr. Hammond. And you can see that not only was he a department head, but he was the head of 2 separate projects that had no other doctors under him. They were Project Janus and Project Mark with a C.
Oh, okay. Janus or genus? Like which?
Janus. Think like the thing that January was named after.
Two-faced door guy.
Yes.
Yep. Yep, that's why I needed to confirm.
The other projects that you see, one that catches your eye immediately, Morningstar. Apparently, the Dr. Chitol was working on Project Quetzalcoatl.
Okay. Oh, I'm cold. I have a ghost child.
Ghost children all over this place, Magic Bros. This is what happens when there's astral explosions. You get ghost kids.
Okay, so he was in they were in Quetzalcoatl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they were very much like they were the. Not only were they the head of the department, but they were also the head of that particular project.
Okay. This is for Dr. Chitol, right?
Chitol, yes.
Chitol. Okay. Cool.
There's one other project known as Project Thunderbird, and that is Zocho, which is Xocho, also a Naga doctor. And Richter and Hammond
This
are
is
marked
very
as both
concerned.
elf.
Oh. Okay.
That is all the information
Okay.
you can glean very quickly. There's nothing that breaks down what's in the projects, but you've gotten all the names. You also do not have what the department's acronyms mean. You got no idea. And quickly you can feel the
can
code
make
breaking
guess.
out. You slide yourself out of the computer. Mojave,
Yeah.
you're last. You just got a Sensing 5. as you're playing with your little stone, you were certain that this does not have any magical quality to it. And you were right. Because the rock has no magic. But hidden, almost imperceptibly thin, there is something magical. In the astral plane, there is a small, thin, white thread that is going from the rock to the ceiling. And as you ascend into that, you are able to feel the very strange presence. You actually felt something similar before. When the party fought that toxic spirit, there was this strange feeling of dread to it. You follow this small thread up from the rock to the ceiling, and splayed out on the ceiling, almost very good at hiding itself astrally, is a spider spirit.
Mojave just pauses playing with the rock, follows thread, slowly looks up. Sort of the perfect calm that he almost never displays, and just, well, that's not good.
I think, like, as as that's happening, Morningstar is coming over and is like, okay, so I'm looking at several doctors here, a bunch of them involved.
Thing
with
on the
crazy
ceiling.
project. What? And we'll look up at the ceiling. Can I see anything?
Everyone who is non-magical cannot see it. Rodon, when it is pointed out to you, you are now aware of the spider spirit. With a 4, you are able to tell that
Be worried.
it's not an insect spirit. It's also not alive. It is the best approximation you can have from your knowledge. It's almost like this thing is a ghost of a ghost.
What?
Does it look hostile? Is it just vibing up there?
It's flat. It's literally just like flat against the ceiling, legs spread out, not moving.
Hi!
Oh,
Hi! Waving at it.
It does not respond.
What's
we
going
will
on?
go ahead, look up in horror, and we'll just kind of like slowly, like how high is the ceiling?
This is, remember how I said the first floor had broken into the second? This is now 2 stories above you guys.
Oh,
It is also very big. It's almost like your brain finally registers how big this is. It is taking up the majority of the ceiling.
The rock's on a string. There's a real big guy up there.
And you can see that there are threads coming from this spider all over the second floor. They're not moving, they're not being pulled, they're just almost hanging from him.
So Cloudy is going to go on ahead and just slowly levitate himself on up. If you'd like me to roll it, I go ahead and can.
I'd like you to, just because there's something could happen.
Oh, cool. And I'm good. So, slowly levitate right on up and just slowly brush my fingers across the ceiling where it's kind of like imprinted in the ceiling, right? Almost like an afterimage?
It is 3-dimensional, but it just doesn't look bright like a spirit normally is. It's almost like the skin of a spider, but it feels cold to you. Like, that's the only way you can describe it. You're not used to seeing a spirit like this feel dead. Death is not normally, like, this is not like death energy, like a spirit of death. This is like death coming from something that's not supposed to be able to die.
The closest
This-
thing is
this
spirit
spirit
you have to
is
a corpse.
dead. This is a corpse of a spirit.
this is a thing that should not be, is what you're telling me.
Yes, this is a corpse of a spirit stuck in the astral plane.
Here's a question. Excuse me. How does the spirit and the spirit threads vibe in relation to the pervasive sense of breathing? They're not the same, but like, is there any sort of relation, any resonance between the two?
The only relation you can really get yet in a sensing 5, it's almost like the breathing is like a gentle wind pushing the strings around. Not with any motive, just like a wind would gently blow a spider's thread.
Okay. Hug on the rock gently, like purposefully yanking on the spider web to see if it twitches. Like,
You pull down, and eventually you can pull it far enough down that you feel it snap, and the rock now has weight to it again.
drops the rock, watches it fall,
Mojave.
is staring at the ceiling.
Like
Yeah?
Cloud will slowly raise his voice until Mojave can actually hear. Like starts really soft. Mojave, it's dead.
Yeah, I'm gathering that.
That's not normal, right?
No. No. This place is wrong.
Softy,
Yes.
Is it possible to kind of take this little spider and like get it off the ceiling, kind of like onto the floor, like
It's
as gently as possible?
It's a pretty big spider, but I will allow you to try to use levitate on it.
I will do it. Go ahead, do the same roll. Force 4. I am rocking these rolls. All right.
Damn.
Does it weigh more than 800 kilograms?
No.
Then I am able to just kind of like slowly drift it onto the floor.
As you pull it off the ceiling with levitate, it has a slight bit of resistance, like it's actually stuck to the ceiling. And then once it pops off, it immediately curls its legs in like a spider that is dead.
Poor thing.
You may lay it on the ground, and it is a curled up spider.
You know, at first I was concerned because there was a spider on the ceiling, and now I'm concerned that there was a dead spider on the ceiling, especially the dead ghost spider, and ghost spiders shouldn't be able to die.
As you, Cloudy, as you bring this thing down and land, both mages will feel that breath almost seem to increase, like a deep breath in and a massive breath out. This
Tenses up.
weird cold wind goes over you. And every other person in this room that is not a mage can now see the spider. It just appears.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Oh, so is that what Mojave's been talking to?
That's what I was trying to talk to, yeah, but it can't hear me because it's dead. Hey, Havoc, you know anything? Because spirits don't normally die.
Mojave, you call out to Havoc, and Havoc does not come out.
Havoc? Just kind of like spins in a circle, like looking, trying to see the back of my own neck. Like, this
He's
place
not
is real
there.
wrong.
I should tell you before we move forward. Okay, so doctors involved in this place. Dr. Chito and is it Choto or Zoto?
It's Zoto. It's an
Zoto.
X.
Got it. Zoto. Both Naga. Dr. Chito worked on Quetzalcoatl. Zoto worked on Thunderbird projects. Sandra Richter, Bloody Mary. was a part of a Yggdrasil project, which might explain the fucking tree outside. And then Dr. Hammond was a part of two projects in which he was the only doctor working on both of those projects. One called Janus, and the other Mark with a C. Richter and Hammond are both elves. So I don't know if that is of any relevance to us, but they have it written down here. There's something that is slowly eating any of the data that will exist here. So if I were to activate another computer, it will immediately get corrupted. I am wondering that if we go to the engineering bay and should we try to activate anything within there, that corruption would not eventually take over those systems as well. So something to look out for.
Something eating the data. I wonder if something ate the spider.
The DNA strand that I can see, that's only in the Matrix, right?
Yes, that DNA strand-like structure, it's just a matrix structure. It almost looks like,
Okay.
I mean, it's a corruption of a host appearance, which is,
Right.
it's a little, it's the only thing that's weird to you is you've seen a host break down before, someone breaks it or attacks it, but to have such an intelligent-like structure and something so organic is a little weird. You've seen things tagged, graffitied, just destroyed, blown up. A lot of things people have done through hacking and viruses, but this just feels off, uncomfortable. And going this
So,
low in the facility, even here, you can start to feel, much like the mages can feel the breath, you start to feel a wave of resonance. Like breath.
On the note of the breath, you said it like spiked up there for a moment and everybody was able to see the spider. After that, does it go back to being the low, slow breath it was before, or is it now breathing like, say, I can't get this thought out of my head, something that is waking up?
It goes back to what it was before.
Okay.
Okay. So, you've been describing a kind of breathing that you can sense, Mojave.
Not.
I can sense resonance. It's leaking. I don't know how to describe this properly, but it is doing a similar thing, but through the matrix. This was a This was a facility that was trying to be both magic and technology. You know what I mean? And so perhaps they
Yeah.
succeeded and then lost control.
Yeah.
It's incredibly intelligent. So perhaps it is just one singular thing that can kill both spirit and code. The files did not say, details on each of this project. We are here seeking, the blood of Hammond, of Dr. Hammond.
Well, I guess when we get this facility up and running, we can ask the AI or the computer or something.
Well, that's the problem. I don't trust it.
Oh, really?
Spirits don't normally die.
Right. Spirits don't normally die.
And
And something that is both magic and technology has managed to not only destroy the building and all the people in it, but also kill spirit.
And Havoc didn't answer, and that's kind of freaking me out a little bit.
Havoc
Yeah,
will
I mean,
never
uh,
understand.
So, Softy, that one spirit I had sent to go track that robo body here, I still had a couple other tasks for it, but I go ahead and call it. Am I able to call it here?
You attempt to. You can feel your call go out. You can feel it respond. But almost as if... The best way to put it is as it comes closer to you through the astral, it just starts to slow down. And by the time it reaches you, it's just faded and it just disappears. It's like this very place drained everything out of it.
Softy, I'm going to attempt a thing very, very quickly. I'm going to look at Mojave and say, drag me back in if I need to. Or if you need to. I'll go ahead and sit down next to Still Spider and astrally project right quick.
All right.
Hop on out.
When you are fully on the astral plane, this place lights up. It is very different when you are fully in the astral versus simply looking at it. It's almost as if it responds to the fact your soul is entirely there. Everywhere you walk, it's almost like your soul leaves an imprint, a footprint, like it's in the sand. You can hear in the air this odd noise. You can't place it at first. You're not used to hearing it, but eventually it clicks. Binary. You are hearing binary code being spoken out in a voice that is neither male, female, or anything, almost just a voice. And it is repeating it at very, very high volume. Like just fast and fast and fast. So fast, it's insane. It's almost a mumble by this point. There are not spirits here, at least on this floor that you can see, but there's almost this flotsam in the air in the astral here. This floating material. And eventually you start to see familiar appearances, pieces that give off energy of a spirit of man, a piece that gives off a spirit of beast, pieces of fire and water, like spirits that have been torn apart, and instead of forming back or disappearing, they're just floating as if they're in water. The only last thing you notice here on where you stand at this moment is even in the astral, everything is the same. This facility is in the astral plane. The entire facility it's identical. It's right on top of itself.
Like normally I'd be able to just kind of float through it, unless it was like solid Earth for like 1,000 years. But this is solid.
It is solid. If even in the astral, you would have to go through this facility manually.
What?
I look back at the spider corpse. Is it here?
It is not here. It seems to have completely fallen out of the astral and is entirely in the physical world now. There's nothing left of it.
Fuck. He comes back to his body with like little tears in his eyes, and he is just oh, everything's wrong. Everything's wrong.
How's it wrong, man?
Oh, it is 100% dead. There is no bringing. I can't even bring it home.
The spider.
You go ahead and nod his head. there's nothing left of it. It got torn to pieces. There are pieces of spirit in the astral. They literally got torn to shreds. Their little bodies are literally floating in the air.
Is that possible? Well, I mean, clearly it's possible. You're seeing it, but okay. So something
After everything
here.
I've been dealing with for the past 2 months, however long it's been.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. Yeah, it's possible.
I mean, you said something was eating the code, and I think something's eating the magic stuff too.
And something was... something
What
in
a-
binary. I don't know whether it was chanting, screaming, almost more
Binary.
binary. I'm not sure which.
Binary.
But based on
in the
here, I think
astral.
it's. But you were seeing magic in the Matrix.
Okay.
There's-
Okay.
So they glued things together that they shouldn't have glued, and it exploded, and now things are real bad.
Yeah, the
Right,
was a
computers
Magitech
probably need
facility,
saved and help
so-
too. It's probably dying.
Right.
No wonder
right,
my
there's-
head
I mean,
hurts.
Probably got some, like,
it's a
sort of-
mess.
Magic virus or some shit.
Magitech virus? I don't. This was a
One way or
Magitech
the other.
facility.
Yes.
Is bad.
I that's the best way to describe it. As we're like walking towards, I don't know, at this point I think I'm looking for like stairs. I'm looking for a way for us to go further down. I think that Morningstar says, you know, what if there's like I don't know, like a rip between the two realms? Is that the best way to put it? And that's how they were able to sort of stitch together, but it had consequence.
Are there things
Because
in the Matrix that have a soul? Because normally
No,
that's how the astral things go. If it has a soul, if it's a spirit, or if it's a person, the astral can affect it. But the Matrix just made of machines.
it's all coding. It's all binary, quite literally. So
I mean, one way or the other, we did see a guy that was just a soul chained into a robot, so who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, and come on, Midori's got a soul. Look how cute he is.
I just put my hand to the Midori choker that I have on, and I'm like, and I feel panic because I'm like, I've brought Midori in here. Fuck, my child. So I'm going to take him off, and I'm going to power him down.
He is
sort of like
already
in a
powered
rest state,
down.
and What?
He's off.
Okay. We're not gonna panic. We're not gonna freak out. Morningstar visually freaking out, but like he's saying to self, not freaking out.
Yeah,
And
I'm the moment of
Midori-
eye contact, the same expression that Mojave had realizing Havoc was.
Literally, we're sharing that same moment, and I'm just putting Midori in my bag because I'm like, oh my god, super freaked out. And I'm like, okay. So we are going to go further down. We will figure this out, and we will make it right because it feels like this is a void.
No.
You know?
No.
It is.
It's
a
the
void.
opposite.
Worse than
No,
a
it's
void.
the opposite. It's
Oh, I don't
everything.
like it.
It's the
I don't
opposite.
like it.
It is magic and Matrix noise constantly overflowing. It's the opposite of the void. It's a goddamn
Okay.
extra dimensional hurricane, is what's going on right now.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Okay. Oh, that's totally cool. That's fine. Not panicked. We will figure this out.
Alternatively, we could just scrap figuring it out and then just go open the fridge and grab what we came for and leave.
You don't want to know?
No, I want to know, but also this place scares me.
That's fair. It scares me too.
And I mean, if that spirit got hurt, maybe the computer AI is getting hurt too, and we should probably save as many as we can.
Right. Well, I was also thinking. Again, we're saying this all as we're walking, looking around for a way to get further beneath. What if it grows? You know what I mean? What if it grows and it extends and it goes further, and suddenly we're dealing with something that is going into cities? It's not just a facility in the desert anymore.
Gonna eat the
There's a
world.
whole
We don't want
fucking
it to
tree
eat the
upstairs.
world. Yeah.
Right. There's a whole fucking tree. Actually, so like I don't know. I've learned all like culture stuff from books because I didn't previously interact with anyone. But like, if I remember correctly, Yggdrasil, giant fucking tree in Norse mythology, right? But like in the roots of tree held things like, oh, I don't know, Jormungandr. And I know that that's like really ironic because like my mom is named Jormungandr, but like, you know what I mean. The
Was your mom
world-ending
born
serpent.
here?
I'm pretty sure I was born in that lake up there.
I don't know. There's like existential crisis written on Morningstar's face when Jason says that. It's like, oh my god. Probably goes a little pale. It's like, oh shit.
Now, that's another dimension to why I don't like this place, because I'm pretty sure I was born in that lake up there, and the fact that this is down here and that lake's up there, I don't know what it means, and I don't like it.
Fucking
We get into the
Richter
sub basement and there's baby pictures of Jormungandr.
literally vomits. Like, that would be the fucking word.
Flamer shot of just an egg on a cushion.
It makes you feel
What-
better. I
what
don't
was that?
understand any of this.
That does not actually make me feel better. I mean,
at
because,
least I'm not alone in not understanding anything.
Yeah, you and me.
I mean,
Thumbs
I was
up.
hoping that at least one of us would be solid rock on this, and I was hoping it was you, and it is not. I am.
Oh,
sorry. Okay.
He doesn't need to understand it to be solid rock. He's great at hitting stuff.
I'll put a hand on Mojave's shoulder, like I got you.
Thumbs up.
Panic just increases. I'm just
Oh
like,
yeah, no,
I'm
Mojave
nodding.
is like viscerally uncomfortable because most things that T puts his hands on die. But thumbs up, grin.
I think like panic just increases, right? And I'm nodding as if to be like, okay, right? But it's in that way that is like, she's having a fucking moment. Do we find a way to go further down? Is there a fucking fire escape stairs? I don't know.
Throughout your conversation, you end up following signs that lead to fire emergency staircase. You're able to find the staircase, get in it. It's very echoey, but, it's entirely concrete and metal, and it seems to have managed to survive very well through whatever occurred here. You're able to get down to the 3rd floor before you are confronted with a very strange barrier. You can get to the 3rd floor door, but as you look down the staircase that leads down towards the 4th, the only way to put it is it's like a heat mirage, but flat, like a water. But it's not water. You can tell that's not what water looks like, but it's that shimmered effect like a heat mirage. In the astral
see that
plane,
too, the air being all wibbly.
In the astral plane, Mojave, you do see water. It's a little bit silvery, but there is water right below you. Looks like you could jump right into it.
Kind of blinking, seeing the water in one realm and the not water in the other. Just when you say it looks like I could jump right into it, how close is it?
Like if you are all at the 3rd floor door, it's like one of those staircases that like goes down, like has a small flat area and then another staircase. It's like just up to that top stair of the secondary one. So like if you were on that flat part, you would be on dry land, and then right off of that is water.
So could I go poke it?
Yes.
I'm gonna poke it.
You reach down and you go to touch it. It is ice cold.
Yeah.
And you do feel resistance. Like it's water. You stuff your hand in freezing cold water. But you do notice that, like, once you've disturbed the surface of it, there is this kind of disgusting metallic and rot smell. And everyone can smell this the minute Mojave's touched it. It's like you disturbed some kind of barrier between you and just something that smells awful.
Oh man.
I don't know how to swim, and it seems real gross down there.
Smells like hot metal, burnt oil, and mold.
Smells disgusting. You said there's like that heat mirage sort of shimmering in front of us, like all of us would be able to see, right?
Yeah, like wherever this water line is, like you watched Mojave reach down and reach into a heat mirage, basically. But this is horizontal.
Okay.
Like, heat mirage is not normally
Yeah,
a
yeah.
horizontal thing you can look down into.
No. But is that in front of the third floor like door?
No, it's past a mezzanine, basically.
Okay.
So, like, it's a
Okay.
landing. That's what they're called.
Okay.
You are at the door, so you
So
could go into the
in-
third floor just fine.
Yeah. Is there like a little window? You know how sometimes they'll have like a sliver of a window in these doors, or no?
Yeah, there's a sliver of a window.
Cool. So I'm a peep in. I'm matrixing right now. I'm in the AR. So can I see anything moving?
In the Matrix, this area is very heavily code distorted. It's just very, very messy in here, Matrix-wise. In the regular world, you are looking at what appears to be a forest.
What? Okay.
Like green
Okay.
trees. It just looks like a forest in there. Like right through the window. That looks like the outdoors, just very dark.
Okay. So here's the thing, yeah. Code-wise, it's a fucking mess. You know, it's a broken code, distorted code. There's weird repeating factors in it. It doesn't look right. However, just beyond this door is a forest. Like an actual forest. There's trees. I'm seeing trees.
Huh? What?
In
Oh.
Yes, trees. You see? Trees, there's grass right there. But like I just want to like make a warning because Richter, Bloody Mary, the event that she is going to be a part of is a grand opening for a biome that she has made somewhere in Las Vegas. I'm wondering if this is something similar. Perhaps this was one of the areas in which she worked when she worked here. So
Oh,
possible
that.
blood spirit, but I don't know. Okay, I don't know what's going on. But just like a thing to note. Also, like Nagas around, maybe snakes, maybe leftover snakes. I am not sure.
Just
But
for the
just
record, as Morningstar is talking, I am going to spray the barrier with that Febreze I found to cover up the awful smell.
Much like spraying Febreze on any kind of water, it just sort of sits on the surface like an oil film.
That is also, I am curious. I also would like to poke the film with the can of Febreze to see if it only chills my hand or if it chills inanimate objects as well.
When you place the can of Febreze in, there is no resistance. It's like it doesn't even touch anything.
Okay. So yeah, as Morning starts talking, I'm just poking this veil. I'm just playing with it. 100% chucking a pebble down the stairwell just to see how it behaves. Like, we're doing science over here. Stupid science, but science.
Other than a very muffled noise, it falls down the stairs normally.
We're learning.
gaining knowledge.
So, while I am not astrally perceiving, when I'm just fully mundane, I'll go ahead and stick my little own finger in. Just boop.
It's
into the little hazy
freezing
water.
cold. And if even in mundane wise, you feel like you put your hand in water.
You ever seen anything like this before, Cloudy?
It's acting similar to a mana barrier,
Yeah.
where it would probably affect spirits and living things, but the drone would probably get through just fine.
Yeah, it didn't affect the rock. It didn't affect the Febreze.
So,
Do you think
what are
we can
deciding
breathe in
to do?
there?
I don't know. Feels wet.
I'll test it, guys.
No,
just,
no, do not. Actively attempting to keep you from getting anywhere close to it.
Okay.
It's real cold, Jay.
What are we doing?
I was
What
just
are we
poking
interacting with?
the weird, not water. I was just poking
Okay.
it. And we're stopping
Well,
Jay
then-
from diving in because that's not a good idea.
Right, because noxious fumes are a thing, and you could just pass out and die. And I kind of need you to be able to like do your thing with robotics and stuff. So please don't go into the weird, not water.
It does
Yeah, but
make
what
me
if it's like
wonder, though, if there's
Just
somebody
like 30 seconds.
put a barrier here on purpose, is it to keep stuff out from getting in or stuff that's in from getting out? Because it smells
I-
bad in there.
I don't think it is a barrier, it's just acting similar to one. But
Okay.
I kind of want to try a thing. So, Softy,
Okay.
there is a thing that kind of allows you to get around mana barriers. And you literally just roll a thing to kind of subtly just like align yourself with and kind of pass right on through. I would like to attempt this.
I will allow you to attempt this.
Okay.
I'm scared. Okay.
Oh, no, I sincerely doubt it's going to work in any way, shape, or form. But I have to roll magic plus charisma versus the barrier's force times 2. It's going to be a ludicrous force, and we'll see how this goes. But I'm just going to go like and just slowly try and sink into it and see if it doesn't just freeze me to the core.
No, I hate it.
This.
My tail is like following after, so that it should something weird happen, I can drag him back with my tail.
It was
Yeah, I'm
force
just ready with the
times 2, right?
2. Yes.
I'm scared. Fuck.
The
Don't
charisma
like it.
plus. It is not letting me.
You may have to manually roll it.
Yes, I will. Magic.
That is an odd roll that
Is... No, I got it. I found the thing. I gotta do. That did not align nearly as well as I'd hoped. Alright.
Ooh.
My
You know
tail
what?
is there to wrap around him.
Let's see if you get lucky.
Oh!
I did not get lucky.
Oh no! My tail wraps around his waist and yanks him back. Please. Please.
As you attempt to
I-
align yourself with this cold, you feel resistance as if you are walking into water. Really quickly realizing, okay, I didn't do this right. This is not working. Let me back out of this. Until you attempt to step backward. And it is like trying to pull yourself from tar. Morningstar, your tail is ever so slightly touching the barrier, and it is freezing your scales. You need to make
Okay.
a strength and agility.
I need to adopt the T I don't care thing because fuck. Okay, it's fine. Strength and agility. We're gonna do the
Yes.
thing. We're gonna do it.
And this is
We're gonna do it.
not to pull Cloudy out. This is to give him a bonus to try to pull himself out.
Okay. I'm scared to press submit. Okay, let's just okay. Oh, it's so bad.
Could be worse.
That could be way worse. Cloudy, you will have to make the exact same roll.
Okay. I still have that levitate on myself. Am I able to use that to assist?
No.
Gotcha.
The magical barrier has damaged it.
Ooh, so Table of Horrors redeemed a messy critical.
Oh,
Oh,
what?
Oh,
I
glitch,
don't know
glitch,
what that
glitch,
is.
Glitch.
In there is no messy crit in
Yeah, in
Shadowrun. There's only
Shadowrun.
glitches.
There's no
You know what?
succeeding with the
I know how to
buttons.
take this for Shadowrun. You succeed, but something happens.
oh God. Okay.
Oh,
All right,
God.
that's-
Make it weird.
So,
Does my tail,
along
does
with
my tail come out? Is
agility
the question.
and strength. I roll a 2 with. I didn't roll any additional dice. Was I supposed to roll additional dice?
nope, it should have just been your body and your strength.
Or that was body and strength? I thought it was strength and agility.
Oh, sorry, strength and agility. You're right. That was on me. That was me not braining right. Given that the messy critical was put in, along with both of you working together, Scales, you are able to pull Cloudy away from the liquid.
Mm-hmm.
But as you do, and Mojave, you'll be able to see this properly astrally, and Cloudy, you as well. There is this cool blue film which is stuck to you now. And for a moment, it almost appears like maybe jello or jelly. And then it seeps into you and vanishes.
Lightning. There's lightning. There is immediate lightning. Just get it out. Probably does not work. But there is just or mana bolt. You know what? Mana just trying to fry it as it's starting to sink in. Immediately. Yeah.
Is it on
Also,
my
you are
scales?
being spritzed with Febreze.
Is it on my scales?
It is. Well, you wouldn't be able to see it, but you feel this very deep cold as it drains its way into your tail.
No. Amazing. I think Morningstar hisses and pulls her tail close because she's like, "What the fuck?" That's cool.
I'll let Cloudy do the mana bolt before I tell you both what happens.
I'll go with the full-on 6. It is instant. Get
It is
it
panic
off of
mode.
me. Yes. Hold
I
on.
hate that I can't see what's happening to my tail.
He Scales. Maybe
Yeah.
I should try to see if I can like breathe in that.
Nope.
Are you sure?
We can send a little drone
I
thing,
promise.
maybe, but Jay, if you do that, there is no helping you.
I mean, like, what if I just like go in 30 seconds? I'll come back out.
No. You
No,
could
no,
get
no.
stuck, and 30 seconds would be the rest of your life.
It was 4-6. Oh God.
Jesus
I am
Christ!
going to go Hulk mode. Hold on. That shouldn't be that many dice. Why is that? What is that? Hold on.
It's a
6
modifier on this from something.
Oh, never mind. That is correct. 6 thing plus 6 spell casting plus the. No, there's. What the heck is going on here?
You have your edge on or something?
I should.
It would say edge in the box it was on.
Oh, okay.
Hmm?
It's a 6 plus an 8 plus a 6.
Oh, hold on. That is 4 dice less. I already had that in the dice and I added it on after the fact. Hold on, let me try this again. It would just be that plus that. There we go, 6. Okay.
Perfectly fine.
Okay. It's
I am
so cold.
good either way, but either way, it's just blast it. Blast off my goddamn hands.
About ready to grab your hand and do the medical examination.
As you fire out your mana bolt, before it can strike anything, you watch as this barrier reaches out like a hand and grasps your mana bolt and drags it into itself.
It eats magic.
Mojave full on stumbles back in shock. Like,
All right.
bro.
So, really
I'm not
quickly,
magic.
both Morningstar and Cloudy, I will come to you whenever this is apparent, but when I tell you when it has occurred, and I can't tell you the trigger for it yet, when I tell you that something is triggered, you will take a -2 on any roll involving agility,
Oh, help.
as the cold seeps into you
Yay.
and you are unable to move. I will tell you when these triggers occur.
Okay.
So,
yeah, just
both the
For the
magic
record-
users and everyone, once the mana bolt has been devoured by the barrier, the water starts to rise.
Nope. Nope. I open the fucking door to the 3rd floor and rush in. Because.
yeah, I'm bolting right after Scales.
I just don't know how high this thing is gonna rise and how fast, so I just go to the first door that I see.
So
which is-
as I am sprinting after Scales, I have grabbed one of Jay's hands. No, you're not diving into the scary water.
But if we can breathe in it, we can just keep going, guys.
No.
No! We can't! It did something to my tail. I don't know. Please. Just.
He shot it. He shot it with a magic thing, right, Jay? He shot it with a magic thing, and it caught it, and it ate it. It's not. No.
He's not
As I'm
magic.
looking-
That's
He
true.
wanted to eat your soul.
That's true.
Okay, listen.
Hmm.
He is not magic, but
I
he
can
is
go either way.
organic, which I am also organic. Well, he has organic parts. We have organic parts, okay? And you are all organic. And if it is affecting me, it will affect you. And I'd rather you not be stuck in the thing that literally is wanting to eat everything.
If you send anything down there, Jay, send a robot. Because it didn't affect the Febreze, it didn't affect the Pebble. Just send a robot and then see what happens. But don't send yourself. That's not very smart. Hey, Claudia, let me see your hand.
Can I
Go ahead and hold out my hand.
can I cold sim into one of my drones and send it in?
Sure. You all have
Yeah.
you all entered the 3rd floor door right now into the forest?
Yeah, imagine we're having this conversation right inside the doorway.
I'm still
Alright.
kind of staring at the water, holding my hand through the door, but just staring at it, saying just how high it rises.
And I would
Uh,
like to just give Cloudy's hand a medical once over to see if there are any physical effects that are visible to me with my magic eyes.
I am
Um,
shutting the door so that the water doesn't come in. If that makes
I
sense.
will-
I'm like, hopefully it seals tight.
Oh, of course. I need to put this in. As you're watching the water, it is rising very, very quickly. And it does reach the door frame. And then it stops and continues to rise. Not flooding through the doorway, but the open doorway. It just simply acts as if it's a wall.
Staring in horror at the now closed off stairwell.
And as
Well,
as it rises past the top of the doorway, it becomes much more thick to even those seeing it in the real world. It takes on a murky, dark blue hue. And before you can shut the door, Morningstar, just as you're about to, a dark shape inside this murky water swims past the doorway as you shut it.
That's a fuck no from me, dog.
Mojave is. The only reason Mojave is not panicking is because he's going full on doctor mode on Cloudy's hand.
Okay,
T has not been panicking and was definitely watching to see if they would maybe have needed help closing the door. Physically, do I see this dark shape?
You did see the dark shape right before the door shut.
All right, I'm able to,
Yeah.
swift as a coursing river, just reach into the water real quick and snatch it up.
I will allow you to basically, as Scales was attempting to close the door, and you just grab it, slam your hand, and punch into the water to get to the shadow. You can roll an unarmed attack.
Try.
I mean, it didn't affect the inanimate objects, and he does have metal arms.
I know. I just don't want him bringing foreign objects. I'm so scared. Guys,
So is the worst case scenario that he succeeds.
Maybe.
T, you grip the door at Morningstar. You are gently pushed out of the way. Very quickly, you're like, oh, what the... T, you slam your hand through, and it doesn't feel like you're going through water. It feels like you're punching through air until you hit the shadow, and you hit something very solid. And you hit it, and then your hand keeps going. And as you're attempting to pull your arm back, you pull out this shape with it. And it kind of sloughs off your arm and onto the ground and starts basically flicking around like a fish. The best approximation I can give is it's like some kind of mix between an eel and a koi fish, but entirely made of human parts.
Uh-oh.
Not like a
Door
person
shut.
stretched, just every little piece is just made of parts.
Gotcha. Okay.
Little hand flippers.
Okay.
The koi
I
like
would like to continue to. I would like to look at Cloudy's hand, but then I would like to doctor's eyes on that thing.
I am gonna shut the door, okay? Because I don't want any other weird things coming in. So I will shut the door. Fucking gross.
So yeah, looking at Cloudy's hand.
his hand is fine.
Magically, any visible, I don't know, residue, anything, just
You can sense the presence of toxic in water, but you can't see anything.
marvelous. So
You assume that whatever has affected them, it's not possessing them. It has blended into them. It is not
that's
possibly
lovely.
possible to magically remove it.
That's lovely. There are rubber gloves on for this. I am not touching.
Yeah.
But then I would like to turn my eye to this weird fish thing. Is it?
It appears to
How
be
does it look like it has been made?
It is like some kind of weird Frankensteining of a beast, man, and water spirit.
Marvelous.
It's almost like more like welded together than sewn together.
Does it physically or magically resemble those two people that got glued together up on the earlier floor?
Yeah, definitely a similar idea. Some kind of weird mix of some kind of haywire healing magic.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
You are all now in the forest. The forest presented in front of you. It's a lot of tall, dark trees, thick trunks that go from the floor to the ceiling. The ceiling only being maybe 12 feet tall. You can see that a lot of these trees, they're separated by the remnants of cubicles. The tree locations correspond to where someone's office chair might be. There are cubicles that just have their office chairs empty and sitting there, but plenty of them have these trees. Upon closer inspection, the tree's bark is red like cherry wood in a way. Their leaves are a very deep green color, shifting slightly to black in some cases. There is this red mist that is maybe a foot off the ground, very translucent, just a gentle red color. And floating throughout the air are what appear to be small yellow fireflies. As they gently flit through the air, landing on trees, flying away, they fly past you, blinking. You are now stood in a forest that appears to have completely taken over this office. Somewhere past a lot of these trees, you can see the gentle glow of what is most likely the elevator at the center of this room. What do you all want to do?
Fucking
First
cry.
question. Oh god. So
It's a
is one
trap,
of these
isn't it?
trees, or a place where any of these trees were, that would have been very similar place to where, say, a person was sitting at their desk, right?
Yes.
Right.
And you'll notice there are no bodies in this room. Any cubicle that does not have a tree
Yeah.
in it just has an empty chair.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I just want to fucking yell. Cool. That's cool. So I have special eyeballs, where I can see like heat signatures and stuff. Basically allowing me to see in the dark. I want to sort of activate that, so that I can see if there's anything lingering in here. Like our fish friend that just got pulled out of the icky water.
So speaking of the fish friend, I am like high key. We don't have enough time to autopsy the fish, but I am going to take some samples, tuck them away in my
It's
bag
dead?
for later study.
Wait, is it dead?
He punched it.
It's
Rabbit
like-
pulled it out.
It is sort of like it was flopping around a lot more violently, but now it's sort of like every so often it flicks its tail and it's slowly slowing down.
It's dying.
Oh, it's suffocating. It's literally dying. Oh,
Put it in the water.
It's made out of people bits.
does it have eyes?
Doesn't
Yes,
it?
very
God.
a very pretty green one and a very pretty
Oh,
gold one.
God. Oh
I
god, no!
want
I'm
to
please,
vomit.
please
I
banish
want
it.
to
Please
vomit.
banish it.
Oh
Banish
my
it.
God.
Get rid of it, please, please. I want it gone.
Does it have a
Please,
mouth?
Release it.
Can
Give us
I
mercy.
use?
Please.
Oh my. Okay. Can I use my offhand that's not holding it to just crush the head?
Well, it sloughed off your arm, so it is on the floor. So
Oh.
you could just punch down or step on it if you wanted.
Yeah, like if it's
Yeah, I'll
soft
just
up his
stomp
arm,
on it.
Is there not a hole in this fish? Like,
No,
I need to
actually.
know,
okay.
does it have a mouth?
An approximation of one.
Yeah.
It
Does
is
it have
kind of
human
like
teeth?
it does not seem to have any teeth actually.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought it would be a big smiley human teeth.
Stop it. I hate it. What's wrong with you? What's going on? Are
But
you
yeah, no.
unwell?
I am taking fish samples as soon as this thing is dead.
T,
So
I will let you for free just simply put your weight on this thing's head and crush it. It is not very strong. It is not going to be able to stop this. It
when I
squishes like if you were to squish some kind of worm. There are no bones in this creature. It just sort of almost falls apart like Play-Doh, and it quickly turns into just this. It just melts into this pile.
I got my bottle at the ready. Can I scoop up the fish goo?
You may scoop up the fish goo.
Thank you.
so
Immediately
As
after
it's-
Mojave scoops up fish goo, I am going to grab him by the collar and lean down very closely. If you ever try to feed me this,
Shakes head.
I swear.
It's for research.
Just-
I swear.
All right. Okay.
I'm gonna give it. I was gonna
Just
give
let
it
him go.
to. Gonna give it to Torpor or Frenzy or someone to look at. Somebody who knows stuff and can tell us what was happening. I took it for them. I took it for science.
You understand why I might be concerned, though, right?
Yeah. No.
Okay,
Not fair.
all right,
No.
okay.
You're
Okay. All right. Okay.
like both hands up, nodding fervently.
I think that like Morningstar is like when she sees fucking T grab him. But I do want to ask a question because you said it had one green eye and one gold eye.
Yes.
So does Morningstar.
Yes.
So like, oh, don't just say yes.
Yeah, that did.
Oh, I hope you're not related.
You know what? He's fucking fine. That's cool. I'm using my heat eyes to look around the room to ignore that.
Oh god.
We're gonna suppress the trauma. Is what we're gonna do. We're gonna suppress the trauma. And we're just gonna look around the room.
I'm gonna give the thermographic vision first. Most of the room is pretty neutral, maybe a little on the cold side for like an exterior temperature, but not too bad. But you will notice that the red mist that is flowing around your legs, as odd as this is going to be, because it's low, it shouldn't be, it's warm. It is warmer than the air around it. But for some reason, it is sunk to the ground. After you have grabbed Mojave and, you had your conversation, I assume you set him down.
Oh, yeah.
Once you have done that, T, only you will hear this. You hear from behind you laughter. Very gentle, but definite laughter. It is indeterminate of any kind of gender or anything. But it sounds like a person.
No one else seems to...
No one else responds to it.
Put my hands in my pockets. I don't say anything.
Why don't you say anything? Oh my god!
Ooh!
It's
Okay. Hey, T.
All the
composure.
magic people didn't react to this shit? Hey, it might not be real, who fucking knows?
Roll composure, T.
Composure, okay.
It might not be real. Okay.
I mean, he's got a point.
That's cool.
But
That's
since we
cool.
got here, everyone's been seeing shit and hearing shit, and he's just like empty fucking rooms. So the moment it hits for him, he's like, "That's so unlikely." Right. If I was in danger, if I was in danger, Cloudy would be like, "Mana bolt me in the head" or something,
You're right. I am just having a panic attack. That's all.
All right. That is
considering.
everything that is going on right now. Composure roll's done. Thank you very much. Warm air at the bottom of the ground, which don't make science sense.
Nope.
Is
try
the
to-
red mist thick enough that I could scoop up some red mist residue into a bottle? I'm taking samples. We're doing science.
I mean,
God.
2 seconds.
Okay. I want to go by, not listen. When I say I want to go near the tree, one of the trees, does not mean I want to go right up to the tree. I want there to be some footage between us because I don't know what the roots do because mist that is kind of warm is on the floor and is not up in the air. Which I will share, of course, with the group. Let you guys know what's going on in the room temperature-wise.
Really quickly, Mojave, heads or tails?
The bottle cap says tails.
Oh, I want to cry. Okay, it's fine.
You cannot collect the mist.
Alas.
Okay.
So you can go poke
Little
the tree?
notebook is taken out, red scribble X through it.
Okay. I want to go near the tree. And what I'm looking for with my eyes that can see in the dark, I want to see if there is this is not exactly X-ray vision or anything, but I want to see if there is a chair within the tree, possibly a body. I'm trying to confirm something here. Did the trees sprout from the ground like normal trees do, or from dead bodies that were sitting in chairs? I need to you know,
Your
for my own edification.
thermographic vision cannot see through the tree, but you will notice that there are lines running up the sides of the tree, spread out similar to like veins on a leaf.
Okay.
And they are much warmer than the rest of the tree, and they seem to gently pulse with like a wave of heat that goes from the bottom to the top.
Is there any clothing just like around the chairs or the trees or anything like that?
Just gonna, you're looking for clothing?
Are any of the trees wearing shoes?
Heads or tails?
Just like
Heads or tails, Jason?
Heads.
Looking across the
Have you-
trees, you eventually find one where, seemingly just sticking out of the tree, as if the wood has grown over it, appears to be a strange piece of red fabric. Upon closer inspection, the red silk appears to be the bottom part of a tie,
Huh.
like a
This
clothing.
tree's got a tie. I think they're people's.
Nod. Astral question mark.
Astrally speaking, yeah, this whole room just looks like a bunch of people standing around.
Oh,
Amazing.
looks like people who are just like people standing around.
Yeah, it's an odd thing in the astral because it's almost like normally when you look astrally, like you're used to double vision, you know, seeing the real world and the astral world. But your vision in the astral is kind of blurry. Like there's trees and people. It's like there's two souls right on top of each other.
Mm-hmm. They're blurry. Is it like silhouettes, or could I theoretically like tell which direction these people are facing in order to try to get one of their attention?
They're facing all kinds of directions. You could take a shot, but dead on, you know, you don't know if that's the back of the person or the front of the person.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to ask, because I'm 100% gonna go and like try and wave in somebody's face to see if the tree reacts at all.
No
To see if
one
there's any
responds.
reaction.
I'll say right now,
I
there's no
go
response.
up-
Ja-
Do you share this information though, that you see like the people souls as well?
No, I just start walking up trying to talk to the tree.
Oh, okay.
Like literally talk to the
Okay.
tree like it's a person. It's like, hi, can
Ow.
you see me? But like clearly waving a hand at like person head height.
Okay. Putting two and two together, I walk up to T and say, "May I borrow your hand for a moment?"
Elaborate.
Just put it up to my face, please.
Slowly raise my hand as if to high five the face, but I will not complete the action.
Cool. I'm gonna, because his hand is likely bigger than my face, I'm going to put my face in his hand and scream. Because I'm
Oh.
upset and very scared.
Yeah,
And
I'll
I just
palm
need
the
something to yell into.
I'll palm the face, and then the other hand will just like rub the back, like let it all out. There you go.
You just hear muffled scream because I am horrified. Yeah, the stress has gotten to Morningstar. Just screams into T's hand, and then after a moment, exhales and says,
You all right?
"Okay,
You gonna be okay?
I'm good now."
That's
Yeah.
a real
Are
nice
you?
tie you have there, sir.
Oh, I hate it. The trees are people. The
Oh.
blood is on the floor and not in the air. There's weird fishy people that might be related to me swimming around in
What?
weird water that could kill people. Yeah, so like the thing you squished its eyes, we have same eyeballs. So you know, I don't know.
You're not a fish.
There's that.
You're not a fish.
No, I am a snake. Into which
It
this
wasn't a
land has
fish
nuggets.
either.
Cool. Look, my
No, that's
point
a tree.
is there was
Yeah, this one is a tree, but that one wasn't a fish at first.
This tree's got a nice tie.
Yeah, these trees. It's real weird. They're like people, but they're also like trees, just like at the same time. Normally I see
Right.
things at the same time, but it's like different.
Morningstar,
Mm.
make a
Yes.
composure roll.
Okay.
Mojave, roll judge intentions.
Oh my god. Where's the composure? I'm that frazzled. I don't know where things are anymore. Where's
In your
composure?
attributes, where you have all your stuff, on the
Yeah.
other side, one of them will be composure.
Oh, I see it. Hello, composure. It's a 4. I don't know, man. It's a 4.
Morningstar, you hear a bell ringing. Like a very gentle bell ringing. And Mojave, you don't know why, but you know this tree is smiling.
I hate it. Cool. So the bell, yeah. Where do I hear, like, directionally? Where do I hear that? I'm currently facing T, who is probably still standing next to crushed fish person thing.
It is coming from the direction of where the elevator would be.
Okay.
So how's your day
Okay.
going talking to this tree?
So, when I hear the bell, does that trigger anything for me from my past?
Roll memory.
Okay.
Oh, you're asking for it.
It's a 5. The trauma. It's a 5.
Alright, for everyone else in the room, Morningstar immediately faints to the ground.
Oh,
Morningstar,
Oh my god.
you are brought to a
Uh-oh.
memory in your mind.
Oh.
You are tied down to a table. You are very young. Your lower abdomen and your tail have been cut open. They are pulling out excess organs that you do not need. You know they are going to your baby brother, which is why you have agreed to this. Due to your biology, they cannot give you anesthetic. This was one of the first times you experienced real and extreme pain. You see a doctor walk up to you. You've seen this man before. You didn't know how you forgot him. This was the other Dr. Richter, the one who has recently died of the vampire virus. He looks down at you, and though you cannot hear him, he mouths the words that he is sorry. The world goes dark, and you now wake up in a cell. Your cell. The lights are out, it is dark, and you are laying on the very cold floor. The bottom part of your tail is freezing cold.
Okay. I think on instinct, I just wrap the tail around myself to try to, like, warm it up.
As you bring the tail to you,
And
you can see the
Mhm.
massive sutures that are right up the center of it.
I think that Morningstar pushes herself into a corner of the room, and curls up, puts her knees to her chest, and starts crying. But she's taught herself how to cry without sound. Because if she makes sound, then they come back and then they want to do more tests on her. So she just has that moment to herself in the corner, and tries to convince herself that it was worth it because the organs are going to her brother. I think that's all she's really capable of doing in that moment.
Everyone on the outside of this memory, how do you react? Morningstar has now crumpled to the ground and fallen down.
I
It was right
stopped
there.
trying
Could I
to.
catch her?
Yes.
Yeah, the instant that she like buckles, I stop trying to make small talk with the tree and go do the doctor thing.
Cloudy had been trying to like magic away the thing on his hand previously, but the moment she drops, he's looking at Astral, looking around for threats that are anywhere nearby.
All right. Dr. Wise, roll me first aid. Astrally Wise, roll a sensing. You see something immediately, but I need you to roll a sensing to see if you can tell what it is. T, you are able to catch Morningstar and basically make sure she doesn't, slam her head into the ground. Mojave, you see nothing medically wrong with Morningstar. Cloudy, it looks like there is some kind of silver circlet that is around her head in the astral plane.
All right. I'd like to try and grab it. The other hand that isn't all nice and frozen, just
Oh, yeah.
put my hand on it.
Trying to think of what to make this a roll for.
Astral combat, I guess, maybe.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes, we're gonna go with that. Roll astral combat.
Oh, Gigas.
As you attempt to try to reach for it, a small needle-like spike comes out of it and stabs your hand, making you go away. It does seem to respond to you trying to go at it, but... Morningstar, while in your mind prison,
Yes.
you become very aware of a man screaming. He's yelling. He's begging for them not to do this. You don't fully recognize this man. He is not in... They drag him by your cell. He is not in doctor's clothing. He is instead in clothing similar to what you and your brothers would be put in. Clothing of a patient or an experiment. He appears wolf-like, is the best way to put it. You know shifters have been here before. Their ability to transform was being looked into. He almost seems like he's stuck between a wolf or dog-like form and a person's form. Almost twisted and bent out of shape. Something has gone wrong, and he's begging them not to do this as they drag him away. Once he is out of sight, you can hear his screaming down the hallway. And eventually, you hear the click and the electric noise of a taser.
Okay. My cell, does it have bars? Or
Yes.
is it just like see-through windows as bars? Okay. What age am I?
You are about 13.
I imagine I am not small enough to fit through the bars.
You can attempt to roll... I'll let you do a mix of body and agility. But you will be taking the -2 from your magical illness.
Shit. I don't know that I'll make it. Okay. Okay, the lock on my cell. Is this like a manual, like a padlock, or is it like a key card situation? Is this something I can hack into?
You aren't sure. Because as you attempt to look for something technological, you become very aware that you cannot access the Matrix.
Okay. Panic fucking sets in. Cool. Son of a bitch. Okay. Do I see anybody walking by or near?
No, you are only able to see 2 doors in front of your cell. One of which seems like proper door with a keypad, and a large window. And you know this room is the nursery. The other room you know is Mother's room. It does not have a window, but it does have a door. A much more industrial, full metallic door.
Okay. I might end up trying to squeeze through these bars. So like snakes don't have like regular bone in their body.
Mhm.
And I imagine some of that could be said from my bones as well, that they're far more malleable, allowing me to curl up in a way that is like how snakes curl up without breaking anything or straining anything. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna try to squeeze through one of these bars, since I know I was very slight when I was that age.
Then all you gotta do is roll me body and agility and -2.
Okay. -2. Did this to myself like an ass. Okay, it's a 3.
You are able to squeeze your entire body through the bars.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. I think that so despite all the panic and the fear and like the thing and the pain that they are in, one thing Morningstar has always had is like a very strong sense of justice. And so they will, if they're able to like stick to shadow within the hallway, will start to move down the hallway as quickly as possible, kind of clinging to the wall towards where they took the wolf shifter.
I will allow you to begin your walk down the hall. We are gonna flash back to the forest in the real world. Would everyone like to try again on anything they'd like to do?
I get an impression this is some kind of spirit thing. I would like to attempt to banish it.
All right, roll banishing.
Okay. 3.
That's enough. Actually, shit. Morningstar. Let's see. Get where you get. As you move down the hallway very quickly and quietly, you suddenly hear a set of noises again. No longer is it the man begging for help, but instead, you hear an alarm go off. A couple of electric clicks. A multitude of roars and hisses echo around these hallways. And then you see the man from before. He is covered from his shirt down to his pants in blood, all along his arms and claws. And next to him, running just as quickly, is a tall woman. By her ears, you can tell she is elven. She has very long white hair pulled into a ponytail, and her most notable feature is a purple mask on her face, in the style of an Aztec statue.
This bitch. Okay.
And at that moment, you are dragged back to reality as Cloudy banishes this little memory spirit from your head.
Yeah, I think Morningstar like wakes with a very violent gasp. and like clutches where the scars would be from that procedure. And like eyes wide, her heart's racing. And she like looks at everyone, and then Cloudy, who I'm assuming is like the closest, or is it T? I don't know, but
For me.
or
They're all
Mojave.
pretty close.
Yeah, I think she like stares at them for a moment and then reaches a hand out and just whomever puts their hand on them and says, "Real. You're real, right?"
Oh, last I checked.
Getting more questionable every single day as I go ahead and wave the little like tiara thing into dust.
Are you good, Scales?
Okay. Yeah. No. No. I'm not okay. Do you hear that bell? I
Do we hear
Wait.
the bell?
heard the.
Do you still hear it?
Do I still hear it? Do I still hear the bell?
No, you do not.
Okay. I heard the bell, and then I was pulled into a memory of the lab, and they were doing procedure. When I woke up in cell, I saw a shifter, wolf shifter. They were dragging him away to do some sort of experiment, and then
Is without asking.
so sorry, you guys.
Ghost children.
Go,
Sorry, Braylon. Sorry, Mommy.
It's okay. Go ahead. Go over there. No. The answer's no. Go over there. The answer's no. Go over there. Fuck. What are thoughts? Yes. So, Bell procedure, wolf shifter. They started to attempt to do something to him, and then I saw 404. She was there, set off alarms and helped the wolfman escape. But I saw Richter there, and not Bloody Mary, her husband. He was there. I mean, do I remember that the project that I was under was it Quetzalcoatl?
Yes.
Or was it?
The project that was
Right.
creating you and your siblings is Quetzalcoatl.
Okay. Dr. Chitol, he was the Naga. Is Chitol my grandfather?
You don't know your grandfather's name?
Okay.
There's a
Dr.
possibility.
Chitol was the doctor running the project of Quetzalcoatl that made me and my siblings.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And she will get up and like, obviously she doesn't have to brush herself off, but it's sort of just like the mechanical thing she's doing to make herself feel normal. And she brushes herself off and says, "Did you find everything you needed in this room? We should
Jeez,
go."
that sounds like an intense vision.
Yeah, fucking sucked.
Glances over shoulder. Is that tree still grinning?
Probably.
Okay.
You know, at least the trees are happy.
I think
Thank gosh.
I think Morningstar has tears on her face from being in the memory, but I don't think she's like aware that she was crying in real life, you know? And she gets up and she starts moving towards the elevator. Trying to like distance herself from the memory she just had.
Is everyone going to
Memory,
follow?
Artifact spirits? Yeah, no. Go ahead and walk on along, just being like stumped. Yeah.
This is definitely the work of Bloody Mary.
Nod.
She worked. with blood magic and such, so.
But it wasn't bloody.
But there is mist.
Mist
As
is
you
red.
Oh, this one, yes.
Yes.
Colliers on the
trees
one-track man,
themselves.
thinking of the other spirit. Yeah, no. This, 100%. This was Bloody Mary's work. The whole Yggdrasil thing and the blood. Yeah, no. This was her. This is written all over it.
I think the weird fish friend there. I think that was the work of the same people that worked on me and my siblings. We have same eyes.
Oh.
My gold eye comes from my grandfather.
The longer we're here, the less I like it.
Same. Okay. When we are at the very like as we're walking to the elevator, can I get into the IR again? Like, am I able to get into Matrix?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I was scared for a second. Cool.
So,
Yeah. When we get to the elevator, is there what's going on?
So, you all get into the elevator, and the first thing you'll notice is that all of the buttons, except for one, are red. One is green. And it is the middle level, level 7 of research and development.
Oh, I hate it. We're about to see some wild shit, y'all.
And before you all can make your decision, we are going to take a break.
Push the button. Just push the button. Let's just.
We even have a choice.
We are back from our little break. All of our players have entered the elevator on your way down to the R&D department, specifically level 7. As you all enter into this tight space and press the button, the door will close on you. T, I would like you to make a composure roll.
Okay. 2. I also have as many ones as successes. I don't know if that's a thing.
Still fewer than half the dice are ones, though.
Oh,
Cool.
Fewer than half the dice are ones. You're still good. You're still good. There was a moment my brain went, how many fucking dice do you have?
Did I hear a note of disappointment there?
No. So, T, in the back of your mind, similar when you heard the laughter, this time it is a far more identifiable voice. Older woman, maybe middle-aged, and you hear her say, "How absolutely pathetic." Very loud and clear. No one else in the elevator hears it.
no one else responds, so his initial response is the same thing as the first time. Hands in pockets.
All right.
Doesn't mention it. This is fine. There's other things to worry about.
Not
right.
metagaming, not staring at him in the astral, looking for a spirit tiara. Not doing it. Let's go.
So,
I'm too traumatized to worry about it. Fine.
as the elevator takes you all down to level 7, you're in there for a little while. It's a very slow elevator, very creaky, letting off little noises every so often. Suddenly there's a bit of a
Mojave is
shaking.
humming elevator music.
Of course. There's a bit of a shake to it as it finally lands on level 7. You hear that kind of uncomfortable metal twang noise of elevator cables tightening. But the doors open with a little ding, and you are presented with the surprisingly well-lit hallways of R&D level 7. In front of you is a large board similar to something you might see in a hospital or medical wing, where you have various room numbers set to different doctors, and also various room numbers set to what looks like project names. All the projects that you had seen before. There are 2 arrows leading off in either direction. One sets to the CEGS, which you now understand, as it is up on its sign, to be Cyber Technology and Enhanced Genetics Sector. And on the other side is the FEARD, which is the Forced Emergence and Awakening Research Department.
Excuse me?
Shit.
And obviously, for everyone here, the mage, well, at least Cloudy, you will know Awakening is a mage. It's magic. And
We'll say,
Morningstar,
if
you will know
Cloudy-
that. Oh,
Just if Cloudy, has a reaction similar to that, Mojave is 100% going to ask him what's going on because Mojave still can't read.
right. Morningstar, you are aware that
And I was
Emergence is
100%
Technomancers.
character.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
what's going on? What's wrong?
Okay.
They're
well,
forcing things to be magical. They're forcing magic into things. No wonder everything's fucked up. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that tracks.
Like Quetzalcoatl's feathered ass. Okay.
they're also forcing technomancy. That's what's the emergencies.
Oh.
So it's no wonder this place exploded.
Yes, this particular department is to force both emergence of technomancers and awaken mages. This one over here is cybergenetics, which, GM,
Mhm.
cybergenetics as in like T?
Well,
like,
it's
adding-
it's specifically cyber technology and enhanced genetics sector.
Okay. So maybe not exactly
Cyber
like
and
T.
biotech.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Kind
both.
of like tea. Kind of
Yeah.
like tea.
Yeah,
So,
'cause he's-
one last thing I'll give you. The center hallway you are faced with, basically, like, imagine you have that giant board above it. There's a center hallway and the 2 arrows. The center hallway
Mhm.
has, it's a very short distance, has 2 doors in it, and basically a bench and a plant at the back of it. But it states that the offices of Dr. Chitol and Dr. Hammond are directly in front of you.
Okay. Perhaps before we go wandering into their labs, we should check out their offices. There may be important information in there.
Feel funny if he left his blood sitting in his desk.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we should totally check out their offices.
Remember, Hammond was a part of something called Janice and Mark, so there will be probably information there about that.
I bet they got their passwords like on a notepad in their desk.
Well, maybe. Yeah, I think Morningstar is probably going to head towards those offices before going into the labs themselves. Man, I know we're here for Hammond, but I'm probably going to go into Chitol's office because he's Naga.
As you all walk down the hallway, Dr. Hammond's office, the door to it is oddly wide. And just a little wider and taller than it should be. Dr. Cheetles is similar, but almost even wider and bigger. And the door to his office, though completely obscured, it's not a door you would use a handle to. It appears to be or was an automatic door. It's currently slightly ajar. It is not difficult to get into Dr. Cheetle's office. Just a simple push on the door. It's not held very well. Entering upon the room, it is very big. The first thing you'll notice is it's massive. There are screens, rusted screens along the back wall. There are various artifacts and paintings, things hung up on the wall, various bookshelves. But the most notable thing in the room is a large circular desk with a equally large circular cushion behind it. Laying upon this cushion is what appears to be the semi-frozen skeleton of a massive snake.
I think Morningstar is probably in first, and then is like just this very like carrying whisper of, "I found Dr. Cheetle."
When you say semi-frozen,
the best way to put it is completely skeletal. The bones are almost gently tinged blue, and there is like actual frost and icicles hanging from the body. And this room is cold, and I mean cold, like a refrigerator.
Okay, so like legit frozen.
Legit, there is frost and ice on this body, on this skeleton.
What? Okay. Just like basic science fucking dead body knowledge here, right? Like if his death had been due to freezing, right? The majority of the body would still be here because it would be frozen, right?
Yes.
If not all of it.
If this body had been frozen since it died, it should have been preserved, if even a little bit.
Right. But it's not. It's just the skeletal, and then it's the skeleton that is frozen.
Yes.
Okay. Holy shit.
Oh, actually, there is one more thing. This Morningstar is going to register it. I am dumb. Behind Dr. Cheetle's desk, there is a massive painting. The painting depicts two Naga sitting side by side in sort of what looks like a family portraiture. The two Naga, both of which appear to be some form of rainbow python in coloration, having a golden scale pattern leading into shifting scales. One of them has golden eyes, while the other has green.
I'm so scared to look at it because I'm scared for another memory test. Lord. Okay. I'm gonna go up to
Do it.
I'm gonna go to the portrait. But before I look into the faces of my ancestors here, I want to look around, maybe underneath where is there a desk? Is there a chair or anything like that?
Yes, there is a large circular, fuck, I cannot say the word circular. A large circular desk surrounding the snake.
Right. Okay. Is there papers and stuff?
There appears to be a tablet basically on that's very, very big. There are papers here, some books and scrolls on the desk. There is some form of computer. It is built very oddly, but you kind of assume that maybe the reason it's built that way is that it is not built for a normal person to use. Getting closer to the body, you will also find something else. There is an odd device laying to the side of the body. It is almost saddle-like in its shape, but on either side of it, it has what appear to be elongated cyber limbs. Arms, specifically. And though some of it has rotted away, it appears it would have had some form of nylon or leather strap on the bottom.
Okay. I get it, because he wouldn't have had arms. He would have had to strap on. Okay. Cool. On the papers and such, is there anything of note that would be important to us about, these projects or anything like that?
Roll perception.
Oh, geez. Okay. Yeah, I don't have perception.
Anyone can scan the papers if they'd like.
Okay.
But if you
I
don't
would
have,
not have gone to this
scan-
room first.
But if you don't have
I'll-
perception,
Yeah, roll perception, but I still can't read, so do with that as you will.
I have perception. Oh, well, you see shapes, I guess.
if
You'll
you'd like to
go.
roll perception and you do not have it, it is default and intuition.
Huh. I have perception, but my dice ain't.
Your dice do not
Right.
like you.
Okay. So it would be intuition and what? Limited by what? Mental? Physical?
Yeah. Mental.
Mental.
Lord. Oh my. All this ability to fucking read stuff, and for what? Okay.
I mean, I'm seeing stuff, but what am I looking at?
So, Mojave, though you cannot read, you can definitely match letters, because they're just images. You very quickly realize that there are 2 files on the desk, one of which has the symbol for As Technology on it, which you are aware of what that looks like. It's a
I
hexagon
know what
with
logos
a...
look like.
Yeah. And the other one has a massive stamp on it, classified, and says CEGS.
I saw holding these papers up.
Okay.
Sorry, these look important.
Yes. I am completely thrown off by the fact that there's a very large skeleton snake that is frozen in the room. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty distracting.
Now that this has been pointed out to me by Mojave, can I see if anything of importance on that paper?
Absolutely.
Papers are handed over.
We're going to say you open the CEGS folder first. Upon opening it, you are confronted with the project details for all 3 projects that are underneath Dr. Cheetle's notice. Project Quetzalcoatl is described as, and you are aware, the biological combination of metahuman and metasapient DNA in an attempt to create a more proper hybrid and accessing abilities not had by the Naga species. Project Yggdrasil is taking on an understanding of a phenomenon that you understand. It's basically a phenomenon that occurred a long time ago where a group of trees emerged. A group of trees started to produce a Wi-Fi signal. It was a very strange event, but it is not impossible. Animals, trees have emerged in the past. They're just very rare. So it seems Dr. Richter was basically attempting to force an emergence using a redacted species of tree, is what it says. And Project Thunderbird is very familiar, as you don't even have to read it, because the images of it are immediately recognizable. The last time you saw these 2 orb-like devices was when T ripped Augie's spine out, and they were attached to it. And here you can find out one of them is a form of EMP, a localized EMP, and the other is basically an EMP, but for magic.
Okay. That's cool. What the fuck? Alright. So, Morningstar will put the papers back down and we'll say, This is project that they created me and my siblings from, and clearly we're working on other kinds of species as well. This, however, this is what Bloody Mary was in charge of, the Yggdrasil. It's because very rarely animals and plant life have emerged. I mean, like, had Wi-Fi signal, technomancy, right? She was trying to do the same. Probably the cause of, the stuff up there. And then this, and points out the Thunderbird, and says these orbs, they are EMPs both. This one is similar to the EMP you experienced when you ripped off Loki's head or spine. This other one is EMP also, but specifically for mages. It is magic. So, weapon.
And would you like to open the file that just has the Az Technology logo on it?
Yep. Mentally preparing for more trauma, but yes, I do open it.
Opening it up, Morningstar, you are immediately struck. These are personnel files, listing out personnel handpicked by Dr. S. Richter for their magical abilities. And about the fourth one down, it's a very familiar face, as he's standing right next to you. It has Cloudy's full name, his image, and makes mention of next of kin.
It should be noted, I am not currently in this room.
Ah,
I am not.
sorry, Cloudy is standing outside the hallway. Cloudy went to Hammond's
It's
office,
okay.
so...
No. I went to Bloody Mary's office, by the by.
Oh, you went
That's
searching
the
for
office I
Richter's
went to
office.
immediately.
Oh, Lord, alright. Give me a second to get to there. That's in a whole other hallway.
Yep.
So okay. You know that idea that you don't split the party, but it's fine.
I did it. I did it. No,
Yeah, we
100%
split the party, alright.
Okay. So yes, I see his full name. I imagine a picture. Next of kin. What is the next of kin?
The next of kin is... It has been deleted and rewritten over. And the name has been strangely redacted. Basically, like, imagine red pen, like black print and then red penned in a very, very pretty, fine handwriting. And it just says, it's Maria.
Maria?
Did you need the...
Can you give me Maria's last name?
Hold on. What did I have? Where did I stick that shit?
Do I know Maria?
You would not know Maria.
Okay. Cool.
So
I was
just
like, I don't know
100%. Mojave is looking at the papers over Scale's shoulder. Can't read, but he's still looking. And she's like, "What? Who's Maria? What? Huh?"
Why is Cloudy there?
And I point out Cloudy's name, and he was part of the staff.
It is Maria Ortega. There it is.
Maria Ortega.
Maria Ortega. Okay. It was part of project that made me and my siblings.
Oh.
His next of kin is Maria Ortega.
Huh. That sure is a thing to learn.
Where is he?
Where is he?
So, as we slide ourselves outside, Cloudy, you have slipped down the hallway, quickly following the room numbers that you can find. And you eventually find a smaller hallway next to the office for Project Yggdrasil, and you find the office of Dr. Sandra Richter.
I am looking around for any files I can potentially find, and if I have to get onto some computer, I'll frickin' do it. But papers first.
You start running around the room trying to find things, pulling stuff out of filing cabinets, old style stuff. There, you are immediately struck by the realization that this office is way too barren. There are no papers in here. There are no files. There is just 2 manila folders that are left on the floor near the door. Opening them up, one of them contains a simple breakdown in not a lot of detail of just Project Yggdrasil. It talks about experiment numbers, success rates, and finally at the very end of the last project that was ever performed, it just has an extra memo noted to it of discuss with Dr. Hammond. Mark project necessary. An MARC. Not like Mark project, isn't it? No, it's that project is necessary. And the other one is best way to put it is a set of photos that look like they were taken without someone's knowledge. It's a mix of stuff. One of them is Mr. Richter. 2 of them are of Jormungandr.
Okay.
But definitely younger. Like, this Richter is much younger. Like, this image of Mr. Richter, he's maybe 22. Jormungandr in these pictures looks like she could be 18 to 19. The other photos are of various little things. Strange pictures in a laboratory, odd snake-like things in jars, and finally there is a picture of a serpent. A very large serpent. Golden rainbow scales with big golden eyes. And he seems to be, this is taken from behind a door. He seems to be in conversation with You're not sure if it's a man or a woman, or in between. They're wearing a lot of covering clothing, a mask over their face. A medical mask. The only thing you can tell is from their size, they must be a dwarf.
Okay. Alright. Is there a computer in the room?
There is, but upon coming to the front of it, you realize that there is nothing inside it. It has been gutted.
So, there's not even an OS here. It just brings up to the iOS
There is
screen.
not
It's just-
even a screen. They literally, physically gutted the computer.
Oh, not software scrubbed. They took out the parts.
Yes.
Yoink.
Okay. Fair. There will be a loud cursing fit as he just before he takes the file out and then wanders over to the Hammond's office, because that was the next thing. This project is necessary.
Oh, yeah.
He is going off to where his little thing. So, however you want to do timing.
So we're going to put about the time you finish your stuff and you get back to the hallway is about the time the rest of the party is looking out the door going, where did Cloudy go? You all have met up. Okay.
The where did Cloudy go is probably coming from Hatfield, because Morningstar just has their upper half.
Sorry, who?
You mean Mojave?
Or, I'm sorry. Yes, Mojave. Sorry.
This is
Crossover.
Very different vibe.
Too much crossover. Okay, sorry. Yes, Mojave. I'm y'all knew who I meant. Mojave is probably one that calls out that, but Morningstar is like just their upper half is out of the door and is staring at you with this kind of, I feel like glare isn't the correct word, but it is this like,
If looks could kill,
Kind
you'd be dead yesterday.
yes. Yeah, it's
Oh.
rage. It's rage. That is like not manifested to like a verbal yell or anything like that. It is just staring at you, and you just see one hand holding a file. And as you get closer, you would be able to see your name on this list. And obviously,
am-
like the symbol for the
Visibly confused at the rage. I'm kind of like, yes?
hands you file.
I'll go ahead and put the file I also had with pictures of your family, by the way. Just plop that on the desk as I open it up. Feel free to leaf through that if you want. But he doesn't say anything. He just picks up the file as he drops the other one. Picks it on up. Just stares at Maria's name. And it's just... Excuse me?
Also, Cloudy, you will be able to recognize it. That handwriting is very specific and very particular. It is Dr. Richter's. You recognize her handwriting anywhere.
That bitch wrote in my next of kin as the...
You didn't tell me that you were hand-selected staff for the lab.
There's a reason I'm after ass technology.
That is the only reason why you are still alive. I will open up the file he dropped. I obviously would recognize certain things, right? Like certain images and whatnot. But
Yeah.
it is the image of the golden snake and the dwarf person. Do I recognize... I feel like I would recognize the large golden snake as like a doctor, right? Because I never knew their name. And probably can put two and two together that this is probably relative, right? Because we share eye color and scales. The dwarf, though, do I recognize them at all? Even if it's like in passing?
You don't have a memory of a dwarf in your mind. You can't pick... There may have been dwarven doctors at the facility, but you saw their faces. There was no reason for them to fully cover their appearance.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, okay. Fucking God. All right. I'm probably going to have to... Anyway, I'm going to look at the fucking portrait.
Mojave is kind of hugging his medical bag, just looking back and forth between Scales and Cloudy, just around, like very stressed when the friends are tense with each other.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is a battle of like emotions versus rationale, and understanding that like if Cloudy is after Aztec, it's for a good reason, and his goals still align with hers in terms of what to do about S technology. But she's still upset that like he didn't say just how closely involved he was to the lab.
Mojave is specifically watching her face to make sure she does not fly off the handle on Cloudy.
I am going to put in a little bit of an extra thing for Cloudy. Cloudy, in your memory, you're aware that you were selected for something, but the event at this lab occurred before you could work here.
Mm-hmm.
You were going to be called in. You were selected, but you were never actually able to come here.
Morningstar is going to go over to the portrait and look up at it, and is trying to essentially decipher some kind of knowledge you know, about
And
the
Cloud
person.
is doing the same with his personnel file.
And I'm doing the same at my friends' faces.
Yeah.
There's not a lot I can give you about the portrait. The two individuals in the portrait
Okay.
definitely feel familiar to you. And you above anyone else, because you are not just seeing a snake, you are Snake. You are able to
Mhm.
differentiate snake facial features a little better than other
Mhm.
metahumans can. You're
Mhm.
aware that both of these snakes are not identical, but they are similar enough that they are definitely related. You are also aware from just understanding these are both male snakes.
Okay.
And though you definitely know in your heart the one with the golden eyes is it's a depiction of your grandfather, you don't know which one of those snakes is currently dead behind you.
The desire for that to be her grandfather. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think I'm going to take the large tablet with me as we go into other rooms. But my focus is going to be to try to turn it on and gain access into it. I want the files that are on it. Specifically files that might like bleed into other projects here so that we can gain more knowledge.
I'm gonna shoot
yeah.
you a common sense real quick.
Okay.
You know a decent amount about hardware, at least a little bit. In a
Yeah.
tablet like this, the fact that it is off is probably a saving grace. You know that if you turn it on, it will probably auto-connect to this matrix grid, that code will get inside of it, and everything on it's going to get deleted. But you're aware that if you ask Jason, he can probably get its hard drive out of it without damaging it, and you can just take the physical thing with you and look at it later and actually have the data.
Okay. So that's what I'll do then. That I will turn to Jason and say, Jay, I need your help.
Yeah, that's what he was.
Could you take the hard drive out of this and thank you. Go there. Could you take the hard drive out of this so that I can look at it later? I don't trust using it in here. It would corrupt the data within, and there's likely important information we will need.
Yeah, man, no problem. Let me see that. I'll take care of it.
I will hand him the tablet, the large tablet, over to him.
Does a 4 work?
Softy?
Sorry, I was reading notes real quick. Yes, A4 works. I'm sorry.
You're okay? I thought something happened. I thought we lost you. All right, cool. Once I have the hard drive, I'll take it. Ooh, God, do I hope that... Well, no. Actually, I think Morningstar hopes that this is not her grandfather so that she can, take out her grandfather herself. So, yeah, she will leave the room. I think physically she's probably shaking a little bit. I know Mojave is looking at her, and her face is a combination of just like rage and shock and panic, and just like, this goes so deep. Like, how do I even begin? Like, what the fuck? And then, go into. Was there another? It was Hammond's room, right? That was left to go into.
Yes, that was the last office that you guys needed to go into. That will give you any information on the last two projects.
I will say, seeing Morningstar's face like that, Mojave will offer his hand.
She'll take it. She'll take it. Mojave's a bit of an anchor for her, so she'll take his hand and just like lightly squeezes it to let him know that, like, I'm still here. I'm just upset. But we'll hold his hand.
So, question: does Clouda get anything from the personnel files that kind of got shoved in his face?
Yeah, you're able to go through the personnel files a little bit quicker because you recognize these. You had to literally fill one out at one point. You know that originally what it said for next of kin was your father. That was the one you'd put down. That one was moved for some reason. This is an older file. Much older file from, like, the very beginning. And there are other comments on various other people. Some of them seem to be, like, black marker redacting people's addresses. But everything that gets redacted keeps getting rewritten in red pen. And it's not written like a doctor would. It's like writing notes for someone else to read. And, like, like writing a letter to them. So if this file was given to Dr. Chitol, then Richter wrote all of these to Chitol. Trying to, saying, oh, it's this person, or this is where he lives. This is where his brother lives. No, this is a lie. Cyber enhanced. All these little things that are changed.
The things that had been properly redacted, Bloody Mary is filling in to make it more accurate, apparently.
Yes, and you start to notice that one of the people has a proper, like, change. Like, they have two next of kin. Both have been redacted. And another change. Proper, like, typed-in change. Both the redacted are because they are deceased. Well, you see that Bloody Mary has written in, like, a comma after deceased. And it just says, but not untouchable.
So who is this referring to specifically?
This is just another individual whose next of kin was someone, and it says deceased next to them, and Bloody Mary just says, but not untouchable.
Okay, so not in my file.
Not in your file. This is just everyone's file.
Okay.
You'll see these
Okay.
redactions and red notes are basically kind of sprinkled in everywhere, just writing in different info, and, this is the case. And a lot of it comes off very threatening, very aggressive, as she normally does.
Clearly noting leverage.
Yes. Rage on his face, just audibly, just like, but visibly, actively trying to calm himself back down as she is actively threatening the dead.
Oh yeah.
What?
I'm gonna threaten the dead. Hello, Richter.
Okay, I'm good.
Drop
You
my
okay?
coin.
Oh.
I'm over here trying to be cool. I flip the coin. It flies halfway across my room. Sorry. Pardon.
That's why I don't bother to be cool. I just flip a bottle cap and hope.
Okay.
Yeah, so we moved to Dr. Hammond's office. Is it
Yes.
also when we leave Dr. Chitol's office, does it get warmer? Or does it
Yes.
remain that cold?
Dr. Chitol's office is very, very cold.
Weird.
Once you're outside of it, it's much warmer. You all can easily open the door to Dr. Hammond's office. And you'll notice that a lot of the lab doors, office doors, they're a lot bigger, and you can kind of assume it's because there were 2 Naga on staff, and so they could get to the other rooms more easily.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably also why the elevator was so big. It's so that the Naga can comfortably get in and out of the facility.
Right. Okay.
So before we leave Dr. Chatol's office, just look around astrally to make sure there isn't some like weird spirit in here. Just making sure that's not like some ice spirit shenanigans. As I visibly feel the temperature drop.
Yeah,
Or
sure. You can sense.
tactily feel the temperature drop. Anywho.
So, as you scan around the room, you become very aware that the bones of Dr. Chatol are gently glowing, as if something is laid inside of them. You also see that there is a silver circlet laying atop his head. And that silver glow appears to be
serpent.
the serpent. Yes. It is astrally laying atop the bones.
Hold on. What are you? Mojave? Do you know anything that can, like, sit in bones magically?
Am I still in the room here?
As long as you didn't leave.
I am in the hallway, so at the very least you'd be able to hear Cloudy calling your name.
Yes. Yes.
Do I know anything that can magic That what he
You are
said?
the most experienced enchanter here, ironically enough.
Well, you do. The orbs. The EMP orbs. There was one that was sitting inside of what's his face? Augie, when T ripped it out and it exploded. And I just told you that there's an EMP that does that, like an Augie, and then there's an EMP for magic.
So someone's definitely still doing this research.
Also, like, still in bones magically, not some tech. This is.
Oh, is
something
this
in
an
the
orb that can be
bones.
seen in like inside the bone? Oh.
Aura.
Oh, okay.
Not an orb, aura.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have I, in my magi medical experience, come across anything remotely similar before?
Oh, I wish you actually had the enchanting skill. I don't really know what else to make you roll. You have alchemy,
Shit.
but that's not the correct magic skill for this. Well, if you want to try really, really hard, if you roll a sensing, I can give you something. But it's going to have to be pretty damn high.
4?
Okay. Hold on. The aura on the bones. It's a spirit. But it's specifically a... You are familiar with this as you have seen it. Havoc sometimes looks like this in the astral, where there's a thing, an object, and then there's this odd aura that sits inside him. You are not knowledgeable enough to identify what it actually means, but you know that there is something similar between these bones and its aura and Havoc.
So yeah, Mojave just answered, I don't know. It kind of reminds me of Havoc. Boy, the glow's just kind of there on top of the thing. Yeah. It looks like that sometimes.
So a possessing spirit, a totem of some sort. Go ahead and get a little bit closer. And we'll go ahead and just lightly, like, touch the tiara in general. Just not like aggressively getting it off, but like petting it and trying to be kind. Just be like, what are you? Hello.
Okay. This is up to you how you want to go about this.
Yes.
There are 3 rolls you can do. It's up to you which one you want to do.
Oh god. Okay.
You can roll summoning, limited by your mental. You can roll spell casting, limited by your mental. Or you can roll your knowledge of spirits.
I think what I am attempting to do is more summoning than anything else. It's not trying to do some kind of weird spell on it. Not something to knowledge. It's trying to like communicate with the spirit a little bit more. So that is effectively what he's attempting to do. So I'll go ahead and do the summoning. Limited by the mental now. 4. With the mental limit of 4.
That is enough. As you reach out to
Okay.
this silver tiara, basically, it seems to almost spike out, kind of like needles coming out of liquid mercury is the best imagery for this. And then it does not stab you or hurt you. It then creeps back into itself, and you watch as this circlet seems to gently melt and shift to the bone, and the aura that's on the bones starts to rise out of it. And you are eventually face to face with what appears to be a almost entirely white recreation of Dr. Chitoy, save for his eyes, which are a very bright green color.
No. Get back in the bones. Get back in the bones. Do not stay here. Cloudy is actively attempting to be like, stay safe. You being out here is not safe.
You watch as he looks at you. He turns his head forward and he stares at where Morningstar would be, because she is technically out of the room. He then very quickly slithers right past you and starts heading for her.
No.
I think Morningstar in
Not
the
touch her.
hallway is just like forehead up against the wall, not facing the doorway at all. Because why would anything come out of that room? The thing in there is dead. So I'm like,
Yeah, Mojave's just still there, being the emotional support almost a doctor. Like, holding her hand, just being the anchor. This ghost guy just comes zooming out.
Do I see a ghost man?
You do not, as you cannot see into the astral.
Oh, I'm just rubbing her back
Do-
like
do-
like her stomach's upset.
It's like, it's okay, sweet.
So I see the ghost coming.
Yeah, you see the
There
ghost
is
coming.
where you can hear Cloudy actively being like, get back in the bones. Get back. Oh, you get the fuck back here. And whatever happens.
Yeah, I'd say there's just a moment of, and then immediately lets go of Morningstar's hand and tries to step between the ghost and her. Don't know what I'm gonna do in between the ghost and her, but the attempt is made.
The spirit travels right through you, and strikes into Morningstar. Morningstar, you immediately hear that bell ringing again.
Oh no! Oh, okay. I hear the bell.
And then, while hearing the bell, you hear a voice A voice you've never heard. You do not recognize this voice at all. It is deep, powerful, and it just says, I wish it had been me instead. I'm sorry I let him convince me to do this. That is all I can leave you with now. I only ask that you let me get out of here. And you feel this chill run up your spine. And this odd, just sort of, not a full weight, but just like, for a moment, something is on your shoulders. Maybe not the exact feeling of someone putting their hands on your shoulders, but like the notion of that kind of gesture of someone older and bigger than you just going, kind, almost familial. And then it's sort of like your body just sort of gets used to it. It's not that it goes away. You're aware something is there in your mind, but it's just sort of done. And for the two astrally sensitive individuals, for a moment, Morningstar glimmers with that same silvery clearness, has the silver tiara on her head again, and then the next moment, it is gone.
I think that, like, when it first hits, her whole body goes rigid, and then she relaxes, but her green eye is glowing. So I understand that in this place, spirits get ate up, right? I
Yes.
understand that properly from what.
Yes, it appears to be.
Okay. I don't know if this will work, but mentally, Morningstar says back to the voice, I can try to help you out of here, but there's something within that is eating the spirits. Don't know if you will make it out, but I will try.
You do not get a response back, but you do get that sensation on your shoulders again.
Mojave at this point, not having heard any of these voices, just Scales, are you okay? What happened?
I turn to you, and you see the glow in my eye fade away. We can talk about that later. Go there. Sorry, ghost children. Yeah, so green glow fades away, and I say, I'm fine. It was Chito, and he expressed regrets of letting my grandfather do what he did.
Okay.
All he wants is to get out of here. I don't know how he will, given the state of this place, but that's what he wants.
Well, that's what I want too, so. Okay. It spooked me.
It's cool. That would have spooked me too if I saw it coming.
So not gonna lie. Cloudy will just kind of take you by your shoulder, stare at you in your little eyeballs as the glow kind of starts to fade. Did you accept it?
I said I will try to help it out so that it's not stuck here. But other than that, no. I there was no deal made. I wasn't like, you can inhabit my body. I didn't say anything like that. So.
Did you try to tell him no?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I don't think you fought him.
Cool. Yeah.
The living don't get torn apart like the spirits do by the looks of it. Are you willing to have him in you?
Oh. I think there's a moment of just flabbergasted, like, oh, I didn't think about that. He doesn't seem malevolent at all. He just seems sad and filled with regret. So, yes, temporarily at least, so he could get out and not be stuck here.
Claudia, go ahead and look in your eyeballs, making sure that you're still you. I'm just gonna go ahead and roll that. Doesn't really matter what he winds up rolling. But he's just gonna be like, okay. If you feel like you aren't you anymore, the moment anything gets close, say something.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, of course.
Nod, thumbs up.
And then Claudia will go ahead and let her go. And leave it be.
Mojave offers his hand again.
She takes his hand. For sure, because she's like, what the fuck? This shit's magic is crazy. So, Dr. Hammond's office?
Dr. Hammond's office.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go in. Go inside.
So, as you all enter into Dr. Hammond's office, you are immediately struck with what smells like metal. Like burning metal. Just lingers in the air in here. The most glaring sight in this room is the very large desk of Dr. Hammond. He is at his desk. His body, shockingly, does not appear skeletal at all. Though it is missing most of his head, as the head is currently splattered on the back wall. And in his hands upon his desk, kind of shoved between the desk and his chest at this point, is what looks like a 12-gauge shotgun.
Is the remains of his neck healed over?
No.
Noted.
Is it cold in here? Like it was in...
If anything, it's a couple degrees warmer.
Oh no. That's weird. That body should be a lot more decayed.
And his neck is, his neck looks like you'd expect a neck to look, and not like the ones up top looked.
Yes, the only thing about it is almost... He doesn't look real. He almost looks plastic. There is this odd sheen to him. Like, have you ever seen plasticine on top of something? Or vinyl?
Cough, 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 I spy with my magic eye.
Can I touch it?
Yes, if you want to. Jason just trundles in and just touches it.
Poke.
Yeah, what's it feel like?
It actually feels like plastic. Like a vinyl toy.
Is it squishy at all?
There's a little bit of give to it, but not a lot. Kind of like when you press the plastic on like a doll. It has a little give. Once you hit the solid part, it's not.
Oh, guys, this is amazing. This is like the best like action figure model I've ever seen. This must be some sort of like new age resin cast.
So I spy with my magic eye.
You see the
Is it like a-
residuals.
Let's see if it's posable. Let's see if it's posable. I'm gonna like move his arm.
No! It might be a corpse.
Jason.
That's probably a corpse.
That is 100% a corpse.
It's
This might do him some
plastic.
good.
Magic,
This might do him.
magically speaking, just to slide it into this great day, there's just residuals of fire and earth. Nothing actively magical in this room. This appears to be the leftovers of whatever occurred here.
Yeah, some magic happened here.
Okay. I'm gonna look through the room. Is there a note?
I'm glad you asked. There is. It is stained a bit. It seems before whatever plasticization occurred to the good doctor, some of it did in fact land on his written note. It is exactly the kind of note you think it is. It simply details his regrets, and at the very bottom, it says, "I'm sorry, Virgil."
Why does that name sound so familiar? Have we heard that name before?
In this game, no.
Okay. I was like, bro.
What do you mean in this game? Okay. Anywho, all right.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
No one worry about it. This channel hasn't heard that name yet. Shush.
Okay. I'm sorry, Virgil. I'll take the note with me. I'll like fold it up and put it in my bag. Do I see like a fridge situation going on here where there's like maybe possibly a blood vial?
No. But
Mini fridge under the
Okay.
desk, keeps the spare samples.
on the desk, as well as his note, are other stained things. And these are folders that are open. And I mean like open, spread out. Like this is what he looked at right before he proceeded to end himself. They are breakdowns of both Project Janus and Project Mark. You now become aware that Mark stands for Matrix Astral Recombination Computer. And Project Janus appears to be a project, that is the exact name of the department. It is a project of forced emergence and awakening. Except they are attempting to force emergence in awakened individuals and force awakening in emerged individuals. They are attempting to make both a mage and a technomancer in a single individual.
Oh no.
And it appears on this list that there were 3 successful. 2 women and 1 boy. The boy's name is Virgil Hammond II.
Okay. I.e. maybe empty boy? Maybe? Okay. I look at this and I will present it to the group. And I will show them what they were doing.
Wait, what was the last name? What was the last name?
Hammond.
It's Hammond II.
Yeah, Virgil
So-
Hammond
Virgil
II.
Hammond.
So this doctor's son.
Oh yeah,
Was
and by the
the
way,
success-
you are confirmed that this is Dr. Virgil Hammond.
Okay.
So we now
I-
have another doctor. What's this one? VHS?
Dr. Virgil Hammond is his name. Turns out in their attempt to force both emergence and awakening in a single individual, they were successful with 3. 2 women and a single male, Virgil Hammond II, so his son. I don't know who the 2 women are.
What info do we have on Mark? It being the primary thing that Bloody Mary said to put on the front burner.
The breakdown of the Mark unit is that it is using knowledge stolen from Renraku, Neonet, and Evo. Various knowledges that as technology is stolen. It is mixing in certain
Renraku.
magic groups,
Okay.
and it seems like, given the way it's spoken about, it is some form of AI. But it also talks about astral units. But then next to the units, there are numbers and ages. Also, the ages of the 3 successfuls and the other failed ones ranging from the ages of 10 to 17. Virgil Hammond II was 13 when he was a success. The two young ladies were 15 and 17.
Holy shit.
There are
Cool.
also a couple things. Virgil Hammond II has a record of acquisition. Acquisition on this part was accidental. On the two young women, acquisition. The Manananggal unit.
Holy shit. Okay. I share this information with the fucking group. Manananggal being one of the successful units, or rather, women. The one of the women who is both astral and technomancer. And I think it's fair to say that our boy is Virgil, the one who sent us here.
I mean, that would track.
Does it say how Manananggal was forcefully awakened?
I look through. Do I see anything saying how they were forcefully awakened?
The only mention of the Manananggal is the Manananggal unit, and it appears a couple separate times in the acquisitions environment, also following certain names of orphanages and what appear to be hospitals. The Manananggal unit, as it's stated, appears to just be... I mean, it's referred to as a group. It does not appear to be referring to a person.
Okay.
It is
okay. Then I got that wrong.
Yeah, Manananggal unit is an acquisitions unit.
Okay. Retcon what I said before. That's what I meant. It is possible that they lost control of the Manananggal unit, and that is what caused devastation here. We already know that she is able to consume magic. It's why she is hunting children of magic. Or technomancers as well, not just magic children, technomancers.
I'll be honest, I'm real confused.
It's
So
a lot.
What? She's eating the magic and the what you call it? Like essence, resonance, whatever the hell.
Resonance.
Okay.
It is a kind of magic, but specific to the Matrix. A final question on this. Does it say anywhere in the file if they were, let's say, like, born mage and then they forced an emergence in them, or vice versa? Or was it that they were like normal, kids and then they did both to them?
There appears to be a couple individuals that show the processes of emergence and awakening. Some individuals only show process of emergence, and they seem to be awakened individuals, and some are emergent individuals and had the process of awakening. So they took control units of blank, they took technomancers, they took mages, and they started to shove anything else they could inside of them. Of the three successes, the two girls were mages first. Virgil Hammond II was neither awakened nor emerged. He seemed to have had both processes done to him at the same time. And apparently it succeeded.
Okay. I share that information and I say the Manananggal unit was an acquisitions unit. Perhaps due to corruption, and she sort of, gestures to the building. It then starts going on its own processes and is trying to gather magic and technomancy and bringing it into itself. I don't know, but it seems Virgil is the most unique because he was just normal without anything, and then they put they forced an emergence and awakening in him, and it was successful. The two girls were already mages. They were able to successfully make them also emerge.
Claudia's visibly confused, kind of like, wait. So they weren't an emerged person that had a blood spirit shoved into the.
No.
Okay.
I'm real
All right.
confused. I just can't stop thinking about the fact that I'm pretty sure my first memory that's mine is me floating in that lake up top, and all this is down here, and that's up there. I don't know what it means, but I don't like it.
It's
So-
not great, but perhaps it is why you are the way you are.
I know, and I don't like that.
So whoever has perception, please roll it right
Hello.
now.
Oh dear.
Do, 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 do.
Everyone but Morningstar.
I am on edge. I am paying attention to things.
Oh, I absolutely glitch.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
crit.
God.
That's a critical glitch.
That is a crit glitch.
Oh,
no.
oh,
Nothing
I've
to see
never.
here.
Oh, it's finally
so,
happened.
A side note. We have a reroll from fucking forever ago that Pixie went and gave us that we never wound up using.
T, that is up to you.
Roll it. T.
Critical glitches are awful. They will always result in something very, very bad.
Oh, my eyes to explode. I got a 2 now.
Okay.
Too.
He wants to get new eyes.
Oh my god,
What
could you
the
imagine
pain.
his eyes just fucking explode and we're all just like, ah!
I was looking too hard, guys.
So, all of you are able to hear this, other than Morningstar, I suppose. There is
I'm caught up in the information.
the most gentle sound behind you guys. It takes a minute. I'd say Cloudy and Mojave, you two are the first to immediately recognize it, because you actually hear it kind of often when you're at the condo. Because it's a very specific pattern of tapping that occurs when a spider drone is walking. Midori sounds like this, but just much, smaller. This is a little bigger. And you all turn, and you see at the doorway, gently holding part of the door, is a single arm of a spider drone, and a spider drone leaning in and looking at you all with a computer. A little computer eyeball, I guess I'm trying to explain. It's not a camera face. It's like a screen. The face is a screen. That's what I was trying to explain. And on the screen is the word "Hi."
Hey, how's it going? See, I knew we were gonna find a computer friend here.
And
Mojave cannot read and is just 100% like kind of clutching Scales' hand, just afraid of everything right now.
with Jay's statement of calling out for a computer friend, we are going to end here.
I want it known that when I see computer say hi, I am holding Mojave's hand, but I very purposefully tug him behind me
Of
for
course.
next time.
We will mark
Because
that
I
down for
don't-
next time.
Because
All
I
right.
don't trust the computer.
So, oh goodness gracious. Thank you. Thank
Jay's gonna
everyone.
make a friend, guys.
Jay's going to make a
Oh
friend.
god, help.
I want to thank everyone for hanging out tonight and joining us for this. Thank you for playing, everybody. Oh my god. You all made it through shockingly well. I'm proud of everybody. Now there's another half of this course. Let's do this next week. We are going to
God.
go in order of most likely to get possessed by the spirit of a snake. Morningstar. Who are you and why do you exist?
That doesn't bode well, you guys. hey, we're out here. Risky choices are being made. Hi everyone. I do things on the internet. Yes, hello. TTRPGs, that's what I do here on Table of Horrors. Obviously, on Mondays, I am here playing Morningstar, but on Fridays, I am here playing Acheron in our BTM game, Oxford's Ashes. I'm also with Lanyap Gaming, where we do similar things VTM, Morkborg, a bunch of stuff. You can find all of our previous things on YouTube at Lanyap Gaming. Check that out. We'll be coming back with new content towards the end of August, probably after Gen Con. Man, that was a lot to process today that I am struggling through this outro. I do spicy content if you're into that thing. It's in my links, so check that out. Be respectful and yes. That is my spiel. Oh, you can find me all over the internet as the Risa Rave. There you go.
Let's see, and then... Yeah. Cloudy, who are you and why do you exist?
Hello, everyone. My name is Lord Rodon, and I play Cloudburst, or Cloudy, here on Mondays, and I am throughout the internet as Lord Rodon. Twitter, Twitch, whatever. I don't tend to do much. I'm a bit of a private being, playing games off and away, but occasionally guest host on various friends across the platform. And that's about it. That's about it. Go. Next one.
Mojave, who are you and why do you exist?
I'll be honest, I've been in headache land since Friday. I don't even know anymore. Who am I and why do I exist? That's all you're getting from me today.
Okay, I will do it for you. They have a Twitch where they variety stream as Daybreakathon. You can go follow them there and watch them play games and be chaotic and make chaotic choices there too. They also write books, which Noskavian is holding up. They're good. You should read them, get them, buy them. They're incredible. There's a third book. It's on the way at some point, and you will see it. They also do art. Their commissions are open, and I think there's that art rival thing that's still happening that they are also a part of, so check that all out.
Yeah, and my dog says hi, thank you very much. I'm more Mojave today than I am myself. So
yes. I got you.
Okay, next one with the least amount of brain case. T103, who are you and why do you exist?
Hello. My name is Slippery Nos, because the Nosferatu wouldn't fit. Thank you, Twitch. Here Mondays is T103, and here Fridays as a Slip of Clan Nosferatu. At the moment, I stream in the middle of the week, a lot of variety. But I've got some stuff going on in real life, so I might need to take a little break from that in the short term. We'll see.
And then, last but never least, Jason, who are you and why do you exist?
I am Noskavian. I play tabletop RPGs. I play Jason every Monday on Cosmic GM's Shadowrun game. I also play Barry every Friday on our Hedgehog GM's game every Friday. I have friends who write books, such as our very own Daybreakathon, who writes Wardbreaker and Windswept. Check them out. And I have another friend who released his first book called Obelisk: The Long Dream. And there is a QR code if you want to check it out. Yeah.
All right. Really quickly, one last second. Most supportive member of our gang here, obviously, Noskavian's chair. We give a shout out to it every time. Always is supporting him and all of us. Also, Shiv, shut up. You are a hedgehog and you are cute enough to be one. I'll fight you.
Yes.
All right.
I'll slap you with the good vibes, fish.
Woo! I am obviously
right across the face.
I am Softonomicon. I am the Cosmic Goth here. on Table of Horrors on Monday, running our Shadowrun game and tormenting my players with my obsession with horror. Table of Horrors. On Fridays, I am Ebony of Clan Ventru. I am Shiv's Hedgehog husband, which means I am second in command here, and it's probably going to be other things going on TOH with me eventually. I'll get to it, don't worry. It'll happen soon, maybe, possibly. On my own channel, which I do have, I stream video games and artwork. Lately, I have been setting up to wholesale the game Blasphemous, because Blasphemous 2 is coming out in about 5 weeks, and I'm obsessed with it, because I have issues. I am an artist. My commissions are open. I have a Patreon where I'm doing a coloring book, which is the Periodic Table of Monsters. My commission prices are both on Twitter, which is hell, and then on my Twitch About section as well. At this point, I would suggest you actually go to my Twitch section, message me on any of the other social medias, because Twitter is dying in a fire. I think I have everything. Tell me I didn't miss anything.
You didn't. You got it all.
Fuck yeah.
You got everybody.
I did it right. All right. We are going to be... Shiv, just start the raid. We are going to be raiding on Finiche Starlight.
Are you still doing your coloring book?
Yeah, I did that.
Oh, already
Said
said
it.
it. Said it.
Did you?
Yeah,
Did you?
coloring
Yes.
book's been said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
coloring books on the Patreon. Come join the Patreon. You can get coloring book
There
pages.
you go.
Rissa likes them.
Yeah.
So apparently they are good.
They're beautiful.
We're going to be raiding
Yes,
Finiche
they are.
Starlight.
Oh.
Playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Mhm.
I don't know. Some
Hey.
some kind of off-brand RPG. I don't really know it that well.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows what that game's about?
But we cannot go until... who hasn't done it in a while? T103 says the line. Oh no, Vamp's gone.
He said his desk. Yeah,
Damn.
he said his
I want my eyes to explode.